What's the word? What's the word, man? Y'all know what it is. This is, let me get my camera right. This is another Workhorse Wednesday. Workhorse.
Workhorse.
We got the guys in the building. You know what I mean? I'm gonna let the guys introduce themselves. I'm ETA Rowe, man, bringing y'all the good old Workhorse, man. Wednesday. We got a film study going on, but I'm gonna let the guys introduce themselves and go from there, baby.
Uptown Vito, man, 10-year vet, representing as usual. Good to see y'all this evening. Good to hear from y'all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's your boy Big Son. Y'all already know. Been in the game 10 years. Bound to do another 10 if the Lord allow. You know what I'm saying? So thank y'all for tuning in to Workhorse Wednesday. Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. This is Point B. 10-year vet like the other fellas, you know what I mean? Thank you for tuning in on this wonderful Workhorse Wednesday, man. We got a lot to bring to you guys, and I'm excited to be here to give you guys the play-by-play, the analysts, the real, no fake stuff here. So appreciate you guys for tuning in.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So this is a film study day, but this is a special film study day because it is the game right. It is the film day right before cuts. Sorry, I said film day. Yeah, we'll film day, yeah. But it's the game right before cuts. So I want to get the guys' opinions on cuts, whatever those opinions may be. The floor is open. So we'll swing it around the room as far as roster cuts. Who would they like to see stay, go? Y'all already know what it
I
is.
think we
So
should do it by position if we're gonna do it like that.
well,
You know,
whatever you will right now, we're gonna have a full breakdown, but this is just kind of like this is just an early thing. You know what I mean? Just a early sediments of what I would like to see, what I won't like to see, what I don't want to see. So just stuff like that, So we're swinging around the room and see what the guys think about the roster and what they would like to happen over the next week and a half before
Since
the
I
season.
interrupted you, I'm gonna gladly jump in and say what I gotta say. My bad. I'm going to say that there's one person that I definitely, not one person, it's a couple of guys that I like to see make the team, but one person that we did pick up that is a great pickup, I think, and I think that he should make the team is Tyler Owens, defensive back. I mean, he went out there and made a very good tackle on special teams. He's been flying all over the field. He kind of shoots out on film to me. So I think Tyler Owens will be a great addition to keep on to the mob. You know, I also would like to see people like Jordan McGee get back healthy. So we, not saying that he won't make the team, but I'm hoping they probably put him on the pup list so they can reserve that spot. Like Vito said off air, we're not talking about 53 players. We're talking about 55 to 56 because of, maybe injuries or whatever the case may be. And I would like to see one of these defensive linemen take that edge rusher, the best edge rusher on the team, mantle. So one of these next guys need to step up in this next game.
I like that. I like that evaluation. I would like to see Pierce cut as soon as possible. He did have a better game against Miami. I will say I know I'm hard on certain guys, but again, it's about the final 53 because those are the guys that are going to go bleed and sweat for you on Sundays. As bad as I picked on him on the first game, he played really well against the Dolphins, in my opinion, in comparison to the first game. Ford didn't play bad as well. Again, getting beat in the fade route for St. Juice is just something that I feel like our D-backs have to work on. I also think that maybe what Leo said about an edge rusher kind of taking their reins and saying, let me be that guy. I think that does have to happen because the Cowboys don't get beat on a lot of fade routes during the tenure of Quinn and Joe Witt because there's pressure and the ball, whether it comes out fast or if the ball hasn't come out fast, the DBs know that they have to chase the ball to a certain direction or area. When you're trying to press and you don't get that pressure, the quarterback's able to set up and make the throw the best he can to the area that him and the wide receiver have communication with. That's why relationships between the quarterback and their timing and all of that stuff is so important. And again, for teams like the Dolphins who have really good sync during the season with their wide receivers in their passing game. If anybody remembers, Skylar Thompson played last year because Tua was hurt a couple of games. White played a couple of games last year because of injury, and all of those guys find a good way. McDaniels is a great coach. He's found those guys able to make rhythm with certain guys and just have those things look like nobody's missing. Excuse me. With that being said, without a pass rusher, the cornerbacks are going to suffer, I believe, in my opinion, with that. And again, all of the starters haven't stayed in long enough to kind of develop that chemistry with whatever's going to happen. I know that these guys are going to have a different scheme that they're going to show during the first game, so it may be a little bit different in pressures or how they seem to approach it. Either way, that room does need to have some type of dominance outside of Payne and Allen. I don't think that Payne and Allen are going to be able to be your best players right there, and you have the success without some pressure from the edge. If they're going to cause for double teams, then that means that those guys on the edge have to win some one-on-ones. I'm very curious to see about who makes that final cut there. I do totally agree with McGee. I think he missed a lot of crucial time during this preseason to implement his position where he fits at the best. What he can offer us either from the edge as a rusher, because they use jamming there a lot, and what if McGee was able to play better at that spot, things that we haven't been able to see. So I'd be more likely to believe that he's going to be put on the PUP list regardless, just to keep that spot. If not, if he's not hurt for a long period of time, I still see seeing that spot open. Linebackers, I don't know if anybody else is interested about covering that, but I am very interested to see who our linebackers are going to be, whether it's KJ Henry, if he's going to be predominantly at the end, or if he's going to go to a linebacker spot. Does McGee get healthy enough to see some playing time during the season in that starting rotation? Does Jamin go from the line to on the second level? And what plays are he able to make? What linebackers do we keep for depth? This team is supposed to be able to put together different lineups and different combinations of players. So with that said, I'm very interested to see who's going to step up in the linebacker room as a solidified backup, as a solidified second-tier player that's going to come in and bring energy and bring a certain level of energy, you know what I'm saying, to show that he's ready to fit in rotation, whether it be for passing downs where you can bring pressure or whether it be to stop the run. I was able to see Mathis in game one. I'd be love to see what he's going to do as a defensive lineman in the second, in this last game, to see if he has a space where Jenkins isn't going to just completely take his spot and it'll be 3 instead of 4 defensive tackles. But I think that that's probably our strongest spot on the defensive line as defensive tackle. And if you can get those rotations right, and maybe Jonathan Allen has to play your defensive end before this season is out to bring you some pressure that you can get on a consistent basis. But again, all of that is something I'd like to see. I don't want to cut Pierce too early, but somebody else has got to step up as someone who wants to be here and someone who wants to be a part of a team that's trying to make plays on defense. I cannot see him lasting right now. If it's a practice squad spot, you have to work on your depth a lot if that's what you have to look at. Castro Fields didn't have too bad of a game last game, but there were plays in the secondary that I felt like the secondaries may have a little bit of bumps and bruises early on rather than later, but may still have some problems, at least right now from what I've seen. On the offensive side, I haven't seen any one receiver outside of De'Ami Brown really like grab a spot and say that this is mine. In my opinion, he's the number 2 receiver right now because of what he can bring you as far as size and what he can do for you as far as blocking on the outside. I do not think that Dotson did any better at blocking in this last game. I do think that he caught the ball well, and I do think that he was able to work in space decently last game. So I did think that that was good. So again, the coaches speaking about players doesn't cause detriment to them. They're actually going out there and trying to show that they can improve and do the things that are asked of them. So I do like that he didn't take that personal in a I feel down or trade me away type of way, more so than let me answer the call. I do respect that about that. So shout out to Dotson for that. But out of those 5th to 8th or 9th guys, this last game, those 4 guys need to, in my opinion, if you want to make the team, I say find the end zone. I think that that's going to be very important this season. Jaden Daniels doesn't need to score 40 touchdowns by himself. And again, if we do have that many touchdowns, maybe it needs to be with the running game, opposite of what people may expect. I would like to see the battle between McNichols, Rodriguez, and Wiley. I personally like what Wiley has done so far in preseason. Again, same way I was with Rodriguez when Big Son had favor for him in his first year. No knock to you, Big Son, at all, my brother. But I do think that he's going against lesser talent in the position that he's playing at, but that's not the job that he's been asked to do. His job was not to say, hey, go out there with the starters and play with the starters. It's been to play where he's played at, and I think he's done well. Even when he didn't do well rushing the ball last game against the Dolphins, he did well catching the ball out the backfield. And I know that that's something that this team is trying to implement and have a part of their offense. And in 2 weeks, he's shown me that he can either carry the load running-wise or he can catch the ball out the backfield if asked for. And I think that he's done well at that so far. I'd like to see that competition further this last game and see. I want to make it like I want to at least if I'm Quinn, I want to, even if I'm going to keep Rodriguez, I want to at least say that say something in press that I want to see what that does, just to see if I can get those guys to just give me their all. Even if I'm going to keep Rodriguez in my final roster, I just want to see how Wiley shows up this game, if he's able to just be consistent. I would like to sign him to the practice squad for sure if he doesn't make the final cuts. And if he doesn't, I almost guarantee before next season, maybe someone's going to have him on their roster because I really like what that kid can do. The tight end room, lastly, and I won't go over anything else. I'll leave room for some guys. The tight end room. And I know the offensive line is a big concern, so I'll leave that to somebody else. But I'll say the tight end room. Outside of Ertz and Sanat, has Bates done enough to be the third guy? Is there anyone else that we can look at to say that there's room for them to step up and make some room or make a name for themselves at playing fullback or, getting those 3 tight end set situations if they're able to make some plays? Bates made a good pass game. So, he may make argument for himself. So we'll see from there. That's my take on it. What do you got?
Okay. Big Son, you want to go now?
Yeah, I can speak. I'm getting a little feedback somewhere. I don't know if that's me or somebody, but me personally, the offensive line for me, because I'm a little concerned about the offensive line because outside of because even at our left tackle and the right tackle, you could say, with Brandon, because I'm looking at the unofficial depth chart right now, and they have Brandon Coleman starting. So they still have Wiley starting on the other side. So if you're going to go that route, okay, cool. But as we look at both of those positions in backup space, those positions and the guard position is very, what I can say, is very shaky right now to me. Because in behind Nick Allegretti, you have Chris Paul. Now, I seen Chris Paul work out. He played pretty decent game. He looked okay. I'll say that the offensive line looked real good. As far as pressures, what was that? Our first game. The second game, I didn't pay too much. If I'm going to be totally honest with you guys, I didn't pay too much attention with the pressure so much as the running game. I was looking at the running game, and the second stringers and third stringers didn't have as good as a time as the first stringers did, in my eyes, as far as getting through the gaps, being able to free up space like it should be. I think there's a big concern at right guard and left guard far as backups. Because you look at Cosme, okay, good. Then we got a guy named Julian Good-Jones. Now, I'm not saying nothing bad about this guy, but I've never heard of this guy before. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that we are having problems like this with backup and having some guys that fill in them holes at the offensive line position is concerning to me, because last year we led the league in sacks. Well, almost, maybe second from the bottom, but we were top 5. I'll give you that. Top 5 in the line of sacks in the league. So seeing this is very alarming to me, because I mean, you still got Cornelius Lucas, and you still have Ricky Stromberg and Braden Daniels, but they have Ricky Stromberg and Braden Daniels lower on the totem pole, like third string guys. So, and these are guys that you guys brought in a couple years. I think Braden Daniels was last year, if I'm not mistaken. Braden Daniels and Ricky Stromberg were last year guys. So that's what's real concerning to me on the offensive line. I like 2 guys, and Leo spoke about one of them. One guy is, I'm getting some feedback. I don't know if somebody's doing something in the background or that's our phones or whatever, but feedback from somewhere. But one guy was Owens. I don't know if his name is
Tyler Owens.
Yeah, Tyler Owens. I really like him, the way he pop out on film. He had one bad play out of the preseason to me, and it led to the game-winning field goal I forgot the first team we played. But anywho, the first team we played led to the game-winning field goal. But other than that, he's been lights out. I also like the other undrafted rookie on the defensive side, Anuzium. He's been real eye-opener for me. Like, to me, these 2 guys are jumping off the screen on film, but they're undrafted. So when you get guys like that, undrafted guys, and they jump off the film like that, it's in your best interest. It's in your best interest if I'm them to pick up people like that, because they're not only great football players, but they're undrafted, not being cheap about the situation. But you don't have to spend that much money on them guys, and you're getting quality players for at a cheap rate. So those are 2 guys that I want to see make the team, and just for some clarity, I can't wait to see what these pass rushers are going to do, because we picked up John Baptiste, got him, and we kept KJ Henry. We got rid of Keandre Jones, which I kind of figured we would. Have got rid of him. That wasn't a big surprise to me. So I just want to see what these guys are going to be capable of doing, because I didn't see a lot of pass rush that opened my eyes and wowed me during the preseason thus far. So
let me ask you, Big Son. Can I interject for one quick second? My bad.
Yeah, talk to me.
So there has been cuts already.
Yes, it has been cuts already. Yeah.
Can you read? Do you have those in front of you?
I can try to look for them right now. What you can do though, you can give your point, and while you're giving your point, I'll look for them, and when I get them, the whole full list, I'll run them off.
Bet. All right, because we want to.
Because I've only been seeing like a couple of them, each day or something. I see a couple of them. I don't see a whole list.
Right. All right, bet. Okay, so.
But once I find that list, I'll run it down.
Okay, bet. I just want to get that. Make sure we get that to the fans. All right, so for me, I guess I'm with everybody. I kind of echo a lot of everybody's statements. What I would like to see, honestly, is I might want to see them work out the kicker guy, the guy that we brought in from the CFL. I want to see more of him. Why we continue to give Patterson the reps in the games after he missed all them kicks, or Peterson, whatever his name is, after he missed all those kicks is ridiculous to me. I think you kind of know, and if you're thinking about keeping him, I think that's a mistake that will come back to haunt you at some point in time. That's just my personal opinion. So I would like to see them bring in a kicker, which I don't even know if they need a kicker because you got the guy. What's his name? Ahmed. Let's just say his name is Ahmed. I believe that's his name. You got the guy Ahmed who missed a kick. Yes, he did miss a kick in the first game, but he seemed to come back solid. So I'm not sure what they're doing at kicker. And that's a little bit concerning. I would like to see them keep Jamison Crowder. I think he's unguardable in this coming out of the slot, especially. I think he's unguardable. He's a veteran. I think if you do get in the playoffs, he may serve you very well. So I would like to see them keep Jamison Crowder. That's one guy I would like to see them keep, who may or may not be on a bubble. We ain't saying he on a bubble. For Redskin fans who might take this and run with it, we know how y'all do. So we're not saying that, he's on the bubble at all. But I'm just saying if he is on the bubble, I personally, that's my vote of someone that should be kept. I think that I would like to see at receiver. That's the main. I mean, I think the receiver is the main portion that is like up in the air, in my opinion. The receiver, maybe linebacker. I am greatly interested to see what they do at linebacker, because you do have a situation where you have Jamin Davis moving to the edge, and even though you have Jamin Davis moving to the edge, you still got a whole bunch of other stuff going on. We know Wagner is the middle. Whether we're running 3-4 or 4-3, it also goes to be seen. So I think that's something else that we need to keep an eye out for. Is, are we running 3-4? Are we running 4-3? So that I think will determine who we keep and how, in what capacity. Even if it's a hybrid defense, I think that dictates a little bit more as far as linebacker goes. Secondary, I think we should cut St. Juice. I might be by myself with it, but I don't want to see him on the field this year personally. And it's, again, they're probably not going to cut him because it's size. It's rare to see a cornerback that size. Let me get Vito back in. It's rare to see a corner quarterback that size, but I don't want to see St. Juice in a jersey personally. Big Son, did you say something? Did somebody say something?
That was point.
Nah, Leo was laughing at you.
Yeah. I think it's time for St. Juice to go, or trade him. Trade him. He might be a commodity. See if you could trade him, but I really don't want to see him. Out there.
You would essentially put yourself in a bad position if you did that. Only reason why I say that is because we are already thin at cornerback anyway.
We are.
You feel me? So you would essentially put yourself in a hole getting rid of him, because you don't know what Mike Davis brings to the table. You know what I'm saying? You know what you got out of Sanders. You know basically what you got out of Forbes. I think if you keep Forbes out of fade position, he's pretty damn good this year. But keep him far away from fade, a boosty fade, any type of fade. Anything involving fade, keep Forbes away from it. But I think you would kind of put yourself in the hole because we already thin at cornerback. You know what I'm saying? If you got rid of St. Juice.
I do agree with you. I do agree with you there. It's not knock.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I do agree with you there. And it's not no knock to St. Juice. I mean, it is a knock to St. Juice. I'm sorry to say. I mean, it's a knock to St. Juice, but it's not meant to be a knock to St. Juice. It's just that we've gone through years and years and years, and I'm not sure his progression is there. Which is what I'm concerned about.
I mean, to me, last year was one of his better seasons.
Not to me. I like.
Was it last year or the year before last year? How many years Juice been with us?
Yeah, 2022. I like 2022.
He came when Dart came, right?
Yes.
All right, so that was 2021.
Right. So I liked him in 2022, but outside of that, St. Juice is just a no for me. Who else do I think when you just think about it. I want to make sure I get everybody. Offensive line, I would like to see Wiley cut. I ain't pulling no cards. Or trade it. But like you said, to a second Big Son point, we thin that offensive line, especially at tackle.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you
So
can essentially put Cornelius over there, but Cornelius ain't never really rocked out there right. He
Not
already
as a
rocked.
starter.
He you know what I'm saying? Yeah, not no starter. He rocked out at left. So you still put yourself in a bind. And I'm with you 100%. But where do we go after we get rid of him?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want to get rid of him too. I want to get rid of him last year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Y'all wow,
I
man.
see.
Yeah.
I see. Y'all ain't playing no games today.
That's it. Right.
Ain't no cut cards.
Yeah.
Ain't no cut cards.
So how can
Speaking
you
of cut cards,
wait.
real quick, I said that they had cut Keandre Jones and Ben Nikhil, but they didn't. They put them on injury reserve after clearing the waivers. They put them on injury reserve. They end up signing a safety called Kendall by the name of Kendall Brooks. And they signed a linebacker by the name of Chappelle Russell.
Got you.
Okay. They said they waived them and then they signed. What? Okay, see, this is wild. So I was right. They did waive Keandre and Nikhil, but then they put them on Yadamack and put them on injury reserve. I don't understand that. Like,
they probably had to waive him at the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, they got him back after clearing waivers. Yeah, that's what it said. Put him on injury reserve after they cleared the waivers.
Yeah.
Okay. They released Bo Bauer, signed DN Justin Hollins. I think that's the dude that they were saying played with the Rams or something. Is that him? Yeah. Okay. So we got all the news. We caught up, thus far. Unless y'all didn't know that they waived the lineman Mason Brooks and Alex Akingbulu.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The both of them. One of them was an offensive lineman. One of them was an offensive tackle. So they waived both of them on the 14th.
Okay.
All right. So that's all we really got. They ain't keep him long neither. Alex was up out of here in 7 days. They signed him on the 7th and released him on the 15th.
Yeah. So I mean, again, that's just two of the players that I think.
And they waived your boy too, bro.
Who?
Amani Rogers.
Oh, they did waive Amani Rogers. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I know he had another injury or second injury or third injury. So I liked him but he never got on the field. You gotta the best ability is availability. So yeah. So that wasn't gonna work. I mean, not to say it like that, but that wasn't gonna work. You gotta play, bro. You gotta play. Yeah. So so that for me, those are the things that those are the people. Wiley and St. Juice should be on the bubble if they're not, or at least on the trade bubble. At minimum on the trade bubble. Okay, you don't want to release them. They got contracts that you don't want to eat. No dead money. I get that. So if that's the case, just trade them and see, if you could deal them out. But I'm not sure we're in a position to do that because of what Big Son was mentioning with the depth. Unless you get player for player.
How much dead money? I don't think we will have a lot of dead money in St. Juice. Now maybe in Wiley, yeah, but St. Juice, I don't think so because he's on that rookie contract.
You're right.
The St. Juice, that good deal if they can find a good deal and find somebody to replace him. You know what I'm saying? That could be a good work right there.
I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I'm about to trade St. Juice ass. Oh my goddamn! Madden. I'm gonna be real. Kool-Aid is the fourth corner in New Orleans, and I'm about to trade him for Kool-Aid.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, it's no offense. Again, it's no offense to St. Juice.
It is.
It is a little bit. It is a little bit. I think he got potential though.
So outside of last year, St. Juice has played bad.
outside of the year
No,
before last,
but
I think. Yeah, last year was
no,
horrible for
Now
him.
the year before, the year before last was the good year.
Last year
That was a
The year
doesn't
good
before
year.
count.
last was the good year. I'm
hold
with you,
on,
big
bro.
son. Yeah.
It's not that
Last year does
it's not
not
that he's
count.
played bad. It's
Okay, so
that
even if you
he
say last
hasn't-
year don't
hold
count,
on, son. Let me say it.
go
It's
ahead.
that he did not develop as
That's
far as what we've
right.
seen.
Hold on.
Y'all do remember
Hold
who
on.
his
What was you
coach
saying,
was?
Vito?
Hold
Nobody
on, let me
developed.
finish. Let me finish.
Oh my God.
What we seen from
I
him
agree
2
with
years
you
ago.
when I think of it in that manner
Yeah,
because he didn't play that bad last year. If you really look at his
exactly.
stats,
But I'm gonna say that what we seen from him 2 years ago, we thought that he was going to be able to develop a little bit differently, and
no.
because he hasn't developed, I think, for me at least,
How can you
and for certified
develop if you're not trying to win football games? I don't,
You don't have
and Ron
somebody who could
Rivera
develop
and
you.
Ron Rivera and Jack Del Rio famously have developed linemen. They have not
yeah.
famously developed other positions. So
Well,
what
I'm
were
just
you
saying he
expecting?
hasn't developed.
That's not his fault. You didn't have a development staff, guys. Like, well, let's pay
That's
attention
true.
to this here.
I
We
can
had to
agree with
literally
that, but
fire
I'm just
everybody
saying,
because you
in
had no
my
competent staff.
in my opinion, you can't keep for me, you can't keep getting beat on the
Yeah,
same
he
route.
got yeah.
You don't
Even in the
go
preseason
and
this
you
year,
don't go work on that route. You
yeah.
get what I mean? You don't go
You
work
all
on
you're
that
not
route.
calling the call. You have to run the play that's called, bro. If you don't run the play that's called, William Jackson is proof that when you're trying to run what you know is right, even though the coach is calling something different, what happens? You get released from the team. So you have to remember that the man is also trying to keep a job. He was not calling the plays. He has to run the coverage that is called. And the year before last, he was the best corner on our team. And that's not saying
Nah,
nothing
I ain't gonna say
out of
that.
Darby, and
Yes,
them.
he
He was the
was.
best
Yes, he
cornerback on the
Nah,
was.
team. What are you
Yes, he
talking
nah,
about?
was,
Nah,
bro. Yes, he
nah.
Kendall
I
was,
give
bro.
Kendall Fuller. I put Kendall Fuller as the
Kendall
best
Fuller
Ooh,
corner.
had his
had
best
ooh.
year
He had
last
only
year.
had.
Kendall Fuller had his best one of his best years last year.
No, I think he had the year before that. I like Kendall Fuller. I'm talking about
Kendall.
the 8-1 season.
He
So
solid
that's what
years
I'm
with
talking
us.
about.
I
The
think the
8-1
majority of
season.
the
I
time he was with us good.
St. Jude's incompletion percentage was the highest on the team that year. He
Mm-hmm.
had the highest pass deflections that year.
He was
Fuller
okay.
led the team in
Remember,
interceptions
Ro?
at like 5. And yes, you can count that turnovers do matter.
Yeah.
But when you're pass deflecting, you have the most of them. This means that you're being challenged and you're not getting beat as much. Again, I said that when he was drafted, he had the highest incompletion percentage when he got drafted. The coaches that you have hasn't matured the player. Has he gotten beat on a fade route in the preseason? Yes, but every cornerback on our team has so far. That's where we all have a problem. So I'm not just putting that on St. Juice. I have a defensive back coach who is a literal defensive back coach. This is his primary job. So his job after this season, I can evaluate my cornerbacks because we have someone now that is going to hold them accountable that either has coached the position or has played the position at a high level. If he didn't play it, he has coached it at a high level over the last 3 seasons, at least in my witness from him when he's with Dallas. I did not know about him before that until we ran down the stats and stuff like that when we were talking about coaches. But in my last 3 years of watching him play, the Cowboys, outside of Diggs and the yards he gave up the first year, but take away the injury the second year, I don't think he was going to get beat that much that next year until he got hurt. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not a Cowboy fan, so I'm not necessarily on the Diggs bandwagon thing. But Witt has coached them to be very good players. I have to give them a
Yeah.
chance to run their real scheme and see whether those players are getting beat in those same situations. Then I will totally be in agreement with you guys. But I can't say I'm letting someone go because of last year when the team wasn't even trying to win. We've had that argument a lot.
Nah, I
Like that's
wasn't
why
saying let him go.
I am. I'm
I
saying let
wasn't
him
saying
go.
let him go.
you
I'm saying
said you would
that
trade him for Kool-Aid on your franchise. So
I
that
would.
means you would be
Yeah, I
interested
would.
in him being traded as well. So not let go, but again, not
Yeah.
necessarily being a part of the team. I am saying the same way that I'm saying about the offensive line with Wiley. We have to give our team a chance. All right, our team is still not a fully developed team because of the changes and things like that. But our team should this year, what Rowe felt like our team should have been able to at least attempt to try to do or try to be last year. This is what I feel like this season is going to be. The games that you could have won, that you could have put yourself in position to try to win. I think that this staff is going to try to do those things. It's a very similar roster as far as the things that we have had issues with in the past. This season, we're going to have issues with the offensive line, or at least our assumed issues are the offensive line and the secondary. Again, last year we weren't the greatest at stopping the run either. So my concerns for this early preseason are similar to the same concerns we had last year. So if we're being realistic, what I am expecting is that this coaching staff and everybody who's got a new job instead of a coaching staff who has already had this job for 3 previous seasons and hasn't had a winning record since they've been here, they have less to prove than a new coaching staff who's been fired from every head coaching spot that they've had, and this is their second run at it. These are the Izzos' second chances or the third chances at being highly touted as a coach, and who can lose his job just based on a kicker who had a case in the middle of offseason that threw off your special teams. Is that totally his fault? No, but what is his fault is what you've replaced it with. As a fan of a team and as an analyst or as a journalist, I have to say that for someone who's been a veteran coach as long as you have, this is what a fan should leave you, and this is what the Workhorse Wednesday's nature staff is going to hold you accountable for. It's your job to go sign a kicker. There are a ton of veterans sitting on the couch, and you go pick a CFL player and a kicker who probably hasn't done much in his life other than kick, and he hasn't done it well via what we've watched in preseason. I have to hold the coach accountable for that. Yes, I can say the player is bad, but if you put me in the NFL right now as a kicker in my current body right now, no matter how much I work out, if I worked out every single day for 10 hours a day, I am still going on an NFL field for the first time, and someone's asking me to be responsible for making sure that their job is won or their game is won because of my leg. I'm going to be nervous as I don't know what. No matter how much I look at the confidence that I have as an individual, we're still talking about an NBA game and NFL game. And if I make this, yes, everything's right. But if I miss it, do I have to deal with all of that comes with that? That is something that every professional player has to deal with. Everyone does not have nerves of steel. Again, these are why I would not have picked these type of kickers, because I believe in the atmosphere of an NFL game. You need someone, pardon my French, with balls of steel. You need somebody that's going to be able to face whatever the situation is and conquer their job. And I'm not sure if Izzo's done the best evaluation of doing that. You know what I'm saying? So that's just something that I'm going to hold the coaches to this year, but I have to see them coach this season to make that assessment. Do I have an opinion on it? Yes, of course. And I think we all should. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to damn them until I see on the field what they have done and what they can do from that standpoint. We have a team that can now be held accountable for the development of certain players. Our defensive backs were bad. We went out and hired coaches that could help with the secondary. If they don't, then that's going to be based on their pickups, their free agents, and the players that they're developing that they choose to keep. We have to judge that based on the people that are here and what they can do. Remember, St. Juice is a part of the Rivera tribe, you know what I'm saying, or the Rivera picks. So maybe, like you guys say, maybe St. Juice isn't it. You know what I'm saying? But you can't, and that contract is not that bad of a contract for you to be able to let go. You can't let that contract go and only be out of about $1 million, $1.5 million. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a heavy contract where you're losing a lot. You know what I'm saying? If you cut him or if you let him go, but you're not saving anything except for a roster spot. And this far in the preseason, unless you're going to go get a veteran that you're ready to go sign that's going to make an immediate difference, you have to kind of train and get up what you got right now. And I don't. If he starts, then it's something that's going to be glaring and that's going to point itself out very early in the year. And you have other corners that this team has signed that I'm not sure whether they can just go in and take the spot. But again, you have players that can go in and take that position and see what they can do. That's what preseason, in my opinion, is for. Maybe that's why Forbes played in the first game and St. Juice played in the second, but they both got beat on the same route. You know what I'm saying? They both got beat on phase on different sides of the field. This is also great coaching by the other sides of the football, which I keep saying that these guys get paid as well. You know what I mean? That's just great play recognition and what you call in that situation. I believe that if these guys do a great job of keeping teams out of the red zone, then we don't face that situation that often. there's safeties that are usually in the backfield to help in fade routes when they're from the 20 to this 40 or from the in between the 20 and the other 20. You usually have some type of safety help. In the red zone, there's not much room for you to have that help. So that's why you get those one-on-ones like that. If this team does well in those situations and we don't really face that much, then we don't even put St. Juice or Forbes in those situations to have that happen. Are they better cornerbacks because they don't? No, they probably could still get beat on the fade route. The defense is just playing better, but we have to see that. Now, I'm not disagreeing that what you guys are saying is not some good stuff. I'm just saying that we need to see that in real time so that we can say, okay, these are things that the team that because we have to be able to hold the guys that are coaching these guys that play this or at least coach this position at a high level. We have to fault them just as much as we fault the player. And that's what you were talking about, Ro, as far as like how this season was going to go as far as the tanking or just different things that may fall into place. Well, these are things that needed to be addressed, which we all said that if they aren't addressed or if they because they weren't addressed in the way that we felt like they should have, if those things roll over to the season, then we'll all sit here and say, you know what, we were right. We could point out the things that led us to not being able to get victories when we should have been able to cover those things earlier to make sure that we were able to.
Yeah. To your point, that's why I was saying, it'll not only make the cornerback room thin. Like, I mean, I was saying, get rid of them, but now listening to what you're saying makes a lot of sense because the year before he was actually pretty good. Last year I didn't think he was that bad neither. It's just I think it's a combination of bad coaching and bad development. So when you don't have no coaching and no development, this is kind of the things that you come to see, and things not maturing as they should, you know what I'm saying, or aging well. So I agree with you, Vito, 100%. Listening to you now about St. Juice, he is probably the best deal point from that standpoint, but as far as money wise and everything, but other than that,
and I'm gonna be honest, the reason I said I'm gonna trade him for Kool-Aid, one, because he hasn't performed at least on my little Madden zone, right? I feel like I've been running a couple simulation games really to see what's what, see what's going to happen, right? And to be honest, Jeremy Chin, he man jump out on the field, and Frankie Louvu, both of them, been jumping out on the field, but St. Juice been having the same problems, getting burnt.
yeah,
And don't get me wrong, I'm not just blaming him. It's the defensive coordinator fault and all that too. But certain plays when you 1-on-1, you got to win some of those battles.
yeah.
And I don't think that St. Juice is winning enough of those 1-on-1 battles, even in real life. And I'm not saying that he can't develop, he can't do well, because I've seen him step up in big games. I actually seen him play well pretty most of the time. But those big plays, you can't keep giving those up.
I want him cut because I think that personally, I think he's gonna cost you at some point, and that's my fear.
But cutting him wouldn't be the move. You would trade him.
Right? Who you replace him with if you cut him?
No, you're right. No, that is the dilemma for me. That is the dilemma for me.
Even if you trade him, if he's played as bad as y'all are saying, what value are you getting if you trade him?
I mean, we probably could get Kool-Aid if he's the fourth
quarter. No, you can't. No, you're not giving up potential. First of all, you're not giving up a draft pick who's 4 years younger than him for somebody who y'all said is bad. That don't make no sense. It doesn't make any sense at all. So now you still have to give him up for. So you still got to give him up for a project, which you still just bought in 3 other projects. You got Ingleby, you got Davis. You bought in projects already. That's what I'm saying. If the cornerback room doesn't work, it's because the team was already bad prior to this new regime coming in, and they let go majority of what you had already and tried to refill it with a bunch of people that everybody is comfortable with. Comfort does not breed results. I live in the real world. Being uncomfortable is what creates greatness. So what's going to happen, in my opinion, is that there's going to be some bumps. But I believe that the coaching, with the level of experience that you have in the room, and how it was when I was coaching, you stay up for endless amounts of hours until you get this thing right. I believe that those guys know that their jobs are on the line. Yes, maybe they have 3 years, but anybody like I know, if y'all just look at the last 3 years of your lives, they went past fast, a lot faster than maybe we assumed that they should have or thought they would have. If we think about COVID and the word COVID and it starting, that was 4 years ago. Those years went past in a jiffy. In those moments, life seemed like it was taking forever, but those times have passed really fast. So 3 years is not a long time if you don't do well to keep a job. I don't think that these guys are going to be let this entire season go past as a failure without making the proper adjustments and things like that. In the same way we were saying about how some of the fans were looking at the team and not being impressed by certain things. It is the preseason. There's a vanilla script that we have out here. We haven't even blitzed like that.
Oh, we're gonna get into that, V. We're gonna get into that. Matter of
You know what
fact,
I'm
yeah,
saying?
since
Like
you
we haven't even blitzed
segued
like that.
into it.
So we putting out, yeah, of course.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you might as well.
You know,
Yeah. So just to abreast the fans on what's going on with that. Basically, a lot of fans are complaining, saying that Cliff Kingsbury's offense is bland and all of these other different things about his offense and what happened in Arizona regarding DeAndre Hopkins and his positioning pre-snap and basically being in the same position over and over again. So that's what Vito was explaining. This is preseason, X, Y, and Z. So I'll let the guys chime in on that. And then after that, we can go into film study.
I can start out with that a little bit. So, to me, I think that the fans, they expect us to go out there and show everything, and I think that that's a bad expectation. You don't do that in the preseason. I feel like from what we've shown in the preseason so far, I think that we've shown enough to say that this offense will be able to move the ball, especially the first team offense. We'll be able to run the ball. We'll be able to pass the ball as well. So just looking at it, the way I'm looking at it now, I think that we don't have a lot to worry about. But the fans, they're going to always speculate. They're always going to say, hey, we should do more. We should be better. We should, dominate, and we should show everything. And I don't think that that's the truth. I don't think that that's how you handle that situation.
I definitely get that.
true.
I
I get
definitely
that.
get that.
I get it.
So I mean, for me, I think that Cliff Kingsbury did a good job. Even if I'm playing a video game, me personally, I'm gonna run everything out the daggone same formation anyway, because I don't want you to be able to guess my plays based on formation. So
Preseason, I can see you doing that, but like regular season, nah.
Why
right.
not?
I mean, it depends. It depends on the score in the game. So I give you guys a really, really short story. My championship, not the championship game, the game before the championship, in our grassroots league and little league, and we were coaching, and the team that we were getting ready to play the next week. Actually, it's our first playoff game. My apologies. The second round that we were beating the team. I want to say 20-6, and the other team that we were playing the next week showed up. We literally ran fullback dives about 14 plays in a row. We punted twice and everything. Like we could have ran the score up. We no longer called plays that we would have called because you guys are standing at the other end zone, literally watching what we're doing. We're not about to give you what we're going to run the next week. It's no way possible. We literally practiced the entire week for a whole nother set. When we played them the next week, we used a set that we never used the entire season and beat them, I want to say 30-6.
Yeah, because then you could tell that they was on some Spygate shit. Where
This is the
you
NFL. Like
could
this is
tell that
what's
they
going to
was
happen.
doing
So
some.
I'm just saying, if you up by enough points, you stop running a lot of the plays that you want to kind of do. There's no reason to. We've already done what we needed to do.
Yeah, there's times that you run a vanilla offense, right? Theoretically, and the preseason is that time. The
Definitely.
preseason, it's not even about the offense; it's about the reps. You know,
Mm-hmm.
in the preseason, it's about all right. We want to see if Terry McLaurin can beat this cornerback on a slant route on this formation. We want to see if Brian Robinson could take this handoff, a second and 5 handoff, and get us 4 yards to get us to a 3rd and 1. We want to see if Ben Sinnott, however you say his name, we want to see if he's going to be able to chip block and then get out into his route. You know, that's what they're looking for. They're looking for specifics in preseason. They're not necessarily looking to show their offense, I think.
No, I agree with you. I think it was silly. I think it's silly for several reasons. I think it's done by casual fans. However, this is the warning that I give to fans. Make sure that make sure that you guys are actually going in and listening to Redskins radio. This is a good place to get your information. Get your information from someone who is actually from the area, quote unquote, got some sort of allegiance with the team, whatever you want to call it. You really want those types of people because those people ain't going to play with you for no clickbait. So a lot of these, and maybe they might a little bit, they might play the game. You got to market your product, but they're not going to deliberately put out bull crap and mess their credibility up for no clickbait. They're not going to do that. So I suggest that people find serious journalism to really follow, because it's a lot of clickbait going around Redskins Nation right now. A lot of it. And you don't want to take that clickbait and use it as factual when you didn't put your money on something or something even worse. And you listening to the clickbait. So that's just one of my suggestions. You know what I mean? For all the fans out there, make sure that you find good content from good people who really care somewhat about the team or the area. Some people might not care about the team. They might just care about the DC area. So you really want somebody from this area who actually sees what's going on on our local news. On our local news, the people that...
I'm going to say this, man. We tired of hearing it from the haters, man.
Right.
We tired of hearing from the haters.
Right.
We tired of hearing from people that don't got no knowledge of it, where they want to throw their 2 cents in it. They want to holler at, they want to make a headline. They want to yell to the top of their lungs, look at me. We don't want that. We want accurate information. And
I agree.
That's the problem. That's the problem. So many haters around trying to fish for a story.
I agree. I totally agree. Now, the last thing I wanted to ask you guys, and I'm going to let you guys chime in on it, because during practice today, Jaden Daniels missed a couple shots. He missed a couple passes. Of course, everybody's going to miss passes, but accuracy, now that the weather's changed, I don't know if y'all felt this or not. It's been kind of cool the last couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't been as, so the weather's changed. His accuracy looked a little weird today in practice. What do y'all think weather, and it's not just for Jaden Daniels, for the new players? Because honestly, I don't think I've ever remember DC weather changing, going like from 90 to 70 in the August like that. So we could be in for a cold winter. And let's just assume we are. Will weather or any other factor be a factor for these guys playing here in Washington? For the new guys coming in, we know what Payne, Allen, McLaurin, we know what all them bring to the table.
For certain people, yes.
Okay.
For Jaden Daniels, I think it will affect him a little bit. Just given the fact that he's from California, so he played in California. He went to Arizona first, played in Arizona, which is another place that don't get really bad weather. It get hot, but it don't get bad weather. And then he went to Louisiana, which gets rain, but they don't
play in a dome though. Down in Louisiana, they play in a dome.
You took the words out of my mouth. It rains in Louisiana, but he plays in a dome, meaning another, really great situation. So I think that he hasn't played a lot of games in the bad weather. Just naturally he hasn't. So I think it will affect him, but a good coaching staff will understand that he's not looking exactly great in this certain weather. So let's see what we can do to run the ball a little more. What can we do to get shorter passes so we can get the ball out of our hands and into the playmakers' hands? What can we do to, because right now he's throwing the ball, I think, 1.8 seconds. So if we can keep doing that, I think it won't hurt us, but it will affect them. And it will affect other guys, but not like Mike Sanderstill. Mike Sanderstill is somebody that played. Yeah, he's in Michigan. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So he's played in good weather and he's played in bad weather.
I don't think the weather's going to be a problem for anybody. And I know that seems a little awkward, but let's just go over it real quick. At least the starters. Bo Nix was named the starter in Denver today. He played football in Oregon. Oregon's weather is all over the place.
Yeah.
They could get snow and then get an 80-degree day the following day. Like, now, football wise, they don't tend to always get a lot of snow during their football season, but at the same time,
it's cold.
It's a conference where they got to deal with all types of weather.
Yeah.
The USC with Caleb, he dealt with a lot of different weather scenarios up there. Again, weather was predominantly decent, and he's played well in Chicago right now. They haven't got
he's also from this area, so you got to think we do get bad weather.
I was about to
we don't get Chicago weather.
No, but that's what I was about to say. It's not Chicago cold, but we get the weather here where it's extremely cold at times. And if anybody's not been to California, California weather is exactly like DC weather, and I did not know it until I went. Their sun doesn't have as much tree coverage as us, and it's not as much humidity. That is very true. But once the sun goes down, it gets cold. It gets DC. Like real loud, maybe because it's by all the water, but it gets DC cold. And it could be a 90-degree day. At nighttime, it's 70, but it feels like it's 45, maybe 50 degrees outside times out that jump. So again, being in those two areas, growing up here, playing college out there, I believe the weather shouldn't be that bad of a deal for him. Again, we will see how that Chicago winter is, because that's a different story as far as the wind and some other things. But he's got good velocity on his pass, so maybe he's one of the guys that may be able to pass in that. We will see. And for Jaden played in Louisiana. The humidity he's going to have to deal with before the winter comes is something that I believe he's probably dealt with worse down there, because the humidity down there is crazy. So I don't believe the heat part will bother him. How will he work in the winter time is definitely a good question, because it does stay warmer in the southern states during the winter. But again, you're in the SEC. You've had to play against a lot of teams and a lot of different scenarios. So I'm not sure that weather, and again, he's a smaller guy, so maybe the weather could be a factor, but I'd say more of the like heavy rains, and if it snows, I'd be more concerned about guys like that rather than just the actual weather, like the temperature.
I agree. What you got on it, big son?
Me personally with the weather, I mean, Jaden, I don't think it's going to affect Jaden Daniels that much or put him that much behind the 8 ball, because one thing I know he does is if he messes up on anything, and this is going to be while it's raining, whatever the case may be, he's going to go work on it. He's had multiple conversations of after practice, I went and worked on this. He's took multiple wide receivers. Hey, this didn't look good in practice. Let's go work on that. So the fact that he has that pedigree alone, I think he's going to be fine. I wouldn't put too much on him missing a couple of passes, because I mean, just like in life, when you mess up on things and you go back and correct them, is more easier for you to correct things that you know you're doing wrong. I'll put it that way. He knows for a fact he missed them couple passes. He knows for a fact he can go right there and correct them and work on them and get them jumps down pack with no problem. So me personally, I don't think the weather is going to be a problem. Like Vito said, New Orleans, the humidity. Let me tell y'all how bad that humidity is down there. Not last year, the year before last, me and my wife went down there for the first time. We went with our church for church convention, and when we went down there, full gospel church convention. So like the first couple of days we was down there, we was like sweating to no end, like, and didn't realize how dehydrated we was. Man, when I tell y'all, my wife was so dehydrated, she had muscle cramps that ran up her legs. I had to literally pick her up because she couldn't stand up. I had to pick her up and put her in the tub with some hot water to let it soothe her muscles. Feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that humidity down there alone is enough to make a grown man change his ways. So he's going to be fine when it comes to the humidity here, because it ain't no comparison. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I totally agree with you, Vito. He'll be fine.
I disagree. And I think it's going to be a factor. And I'm going to tell you why I think it's going to be a little bit of a factor, because several reasons for real. But I'm going to start with Sam Howell, for instance. I felt like Sam Howell struggled in inclement weather last year. I felt like he really struggled when the rain came. He really struggled. And I ain't comparing Sam Howell to Jaden Daniels and nothing like that. I'm just saying, just giving you an example of how this can happen. And if y'all think I'm playing, go back and look at the games where it was an overcast or drizzle or rain, and look at Sam Howell's numbers. And then look at the games where it was bright and sunny, like the Denver game in September, where he went for 3, whatever. And the Philly games, no rain. Those were really nice weather. Both of those games had really nice weather, and he lit them up. So I think, just using Sam Howell as the example, sometimes, for me at least, I see quarterbacks mechanics change. With Jaden Daniels, in his case, his legs are really important, in my opinion. So when you have bad weather, you're not going to be able to use your legs quite the same way. You might still be able to use them, but not quite the same way as you would in a dome, for instance, which he was in a dome, or in 90 degrees or 75 degrees and sunny. When it's raining out there, slick, it gets weird. So his arm would be his saving grace in a situation like that. Cliff Kingsbury comes from Arizona. I'm not sure he's going to know how to deal with that, because of course he was in a dome too. That's why I think Brian Johnson will be important to that process, because he came from Philly. Brian Johnson know how the weather get on this East Coast a little bit. And the guy from the New York Giants, I think he will come into play as well, because he's in New York. Their weather's probably worse than ours. So
when this is my thing. So when these teams practice, even the teams that got domes, when they practice, don't they practice outside?
Yes, they normally practice outside. However, you got some coaches that are put the conditions. Let's say we'll use Bill Belichick, and this is something he used to do. This was widely known. If they are playing a game where it will be raining, he'll check the weather. If it's going to be raining that week, they're out there with the hoses wetting the balls. Excuse me. Oh my goodness, no foul. No foul.
We all grown on this joke, man.
No foul.
We all grow here,
out
man.
there with the hose, making sure that the conditions are. Let me switch that up. Making sure that the conditions are, accurate to what you're going to see on Sunday. So they got the hose, they wetting the footballs down, you know what I mean, for the quarterbacks, so that they can get used to and try to mimic as much as the game conditions as possible. Hopefully, Dan Quinn does some of the similar things here.
Well, I was going to say, Dan, I'm pretty sure Dan is used to the rain and inclement weather as well, because up in there in Seattle, we forget he was up there for years. You know what I'm saying? So,
however, he was in Dallas in Jerry's world, and then he was in Atlanta in a dome as well.
Yeah, but that don't mean they don't practice outside, though.
That's true.
You might play inside your dome, but more than likely you're practicing outside.
Dan Quinn spent time in this area. I don't know if he grew up here exactly, because it's some speculation, but he spent some time here in his younger years, and so he understands. I would assume how the weather works here.
Well, he should, or have some indication of how it works.
Yeah, he should understand. Yeah, he should know that it's going to get cold.
I'm going to say honestly, it's a bit of a concern of mine. And I do think that it will, just mechanically at least, it will affect Jaden Daniels. I think, because I'm not sure he has a lot of experience in this East Coast type of weather. Because to your point, he didn't even play on the East Coast. He's never played on the East Coast. Sam Howell, who has played on the East Coast before, even struggled. So I just think that's
he was playing in a rainy inclement though, right?
Huh?
LSU Stadium is in a dome.
It's a dome. It's a dome.
LSU is not a dome.
I'm saying,
LSU doesn't play in the dome. They do play in the dome.
nah,
No, they don't.
I didn't think they played in no dome.
LSU does not play in a dome.
Okay, let me see.
No, it's not a dome.
Okay, well, when was the last time it rained in Louisiana during a game?
Plenty.
I'm not sure. I can't tell you that.
It rains. It
I didn't
rains
see
plenty. It
Let me-
rains plenty. That's that. New Orleans. It rained plenty there because it's so humid.
Well, let me say this. From the film I watched last year, the weather was nice at every single game that I watched, at least. And I think I watched all of them just to scout Jaden Daniels. I didn't see any games where the weather was bad. So even to rephrase it to that degree, I'm not sure I ever saw anything where the weather was bad. So that's might be a little bit where where I'm coming from with it. I have a little bit of a concern with it, because it's not as easy. Where people think it's not like a difference, it is definitely a difference. Why you think Tom Brady, what did he do? In deflate gate? Y'all remember that? That was what? When it was raining outside. If y'all remember. When it was raining outside. So I just think that, of course, every quarterback got their own tricks to the trade as to how they deal with stuff like that. I'm just hoping that Jaden Daniels is wise enough to know that this is coming and to prepare for it. That's my just general hope. You know what I mean? So those are just the basic questions we wanted to go over with y'all. We're going to do a little bit of film study today as well. Anything else anybody got to add to that? I know I gave my point, so I don't want to, y'all got anything y'all want to add to that?
Nah, not at this second.
Okay. All right. So let's get to the film watch. For the game this weekend, for the Dolphins game, while I pull this up. As far as the first half, we went over the first half this, last week. So just to get everybody caught up abreast, if anybody want to give any comments on the first half while I pull the game up, that'll definitely be a little bit appreciated. Or I can give my comments as to what I remember seeing and just try to get everybody caught up since we're not doing the first half. We're only doing the second half today. So just to give everybody generally caught up on what we saw, anybody can take that over.
Well, in the first half, I know we saw what was that one drive? Was that one drive that they gave Jaden Daniels? Or they gave him two?
I think I gave him one.
One. Well, in the one drive that they gave him
two, right?
Yeah, he had two.
Okay, all right.
Well, his first drive.
He sure did.
First drive, I remember kind of vividly going through the plays of the comeback route, the on the money, the timing, and that's another reason why I'm really not that much concerned about him missing a couple passes today or whatever. He'll get used to that. Like, he took some time, went back to the drawing board, got his timing right, got his jitters out from the first week, and I really like what I saw out of him. Also, the first half, you have to kind of give the defense a lot of credit, because aside from that Tagovailoa drive where he went 5 for 5, things got choppy after that. It was not so easy. But if you want to say it wasn't so easy because the first team wasn't out there, the reins got tight. They loosened up the reins a little bit. It wasn't so tight out there. If you want to say that, you can. But I was just impressed at the way the defense handled business after the first stringers went out. If I were to add anything about the first half, that's what I would think. Okay.
Anybody else got anything else? That's just general thoughts. All right. Well, I'll tell what I saw. I actually I saw the offensive line play really well. That's what more than anything was shout out to me, especially in the first half. It's like Jaden Daniels had time to throw. They did some plays where it really took a long time to develop. And I really didn't see the breakdowns in the offensive line that we saw last year in the preseason at all. And so that's one thing that really, really stood out to me is, you know, just how well they played and they put everything together, you know, throughout the game yesterday, but definitely in the first half. I don't think Jaden Daniels even got, you know, where anybody even get close enough to even touch him probably throughout the plays. Now, it was a couple plays where he had to rush his pass just a tad bit. However, you know, it was clean to me. It was clean to me. You know, the pocket was pretty clean. He stayed upright. I don't remember him really getting knocked down or much of nothing for real. In my opinion. So that's one of the things in the first half. The score at the end of the half was, let's pull this up now. The score at the end of the half, I believe, let's see what it is. 6-10 was the score at the end of the first half. 6-10. And you had 2 field goals by Washington. You had 2 field goals missed by Washington, though. So that's something else I do remember from the first half of the Dolphin game is them missed field goals. And so that's something that at some point in time, this team has to address. You cannot ignore that. And if you do ignore it, just to be honest with the fellas, if you do ignore it, I'm going to accuse you of tanking. That's me. Y'all already know. Y'all already know I'm accuse you of tanking. Why you ignoring something like that?
Yeah, especially something like that brings you points.
Right.
That's key. That's key in bringing you points because
right.
It's key to bring you extra point, your extra point, and your 3 points or field goal. So yeah.
So
that's key.
Yeah. That's definitely not gonna work for me, you know. So I'm gonna accuse them of tanking. So I would like to see them address this glaring problem that we have at kicker.
Yeah,
3 field goals missed in 2 games, bruh. 3 field goals missed in 2 games.
If they ignore that kicker, that kicker position, then y'all put yourself in the position as the people who drank the last drink out the bottle and ain't put in on it. You know what that means? Hands and feet is in position at that point.
Yeah.
You need hands and feet put on you at that point. You ain't put it on the drink. You gonna take the last one.
Absolutely.
I mean that's kind of like the last defense of this team for real. We need that kicker. We need that kicker, a certified one of that. Not no Blewett, not no Patterson, not none of these other guys. Nah, we need somebody we can call on. And Sly, to be honest, Sly was that guy. I don't even know why they got rid of him.
Yeah, hey, absolutely. And let me ask y'all this: Jaden Daniels doesn't have a pass, huh?
Sly did miss some kicks, bro. It's not like he was.
I
think Sly was a good option, though.
Right. When you really needed a make, well, sometimes he made, but rarely. When you really needed one, Slide normally got you one. Let me say this too about Slide. Slide was one of the better kickers that we had around here in a long time. He gave us a little bit of stability when we hadn't had it at that kicker position in a long time.
Yeah.
So my hat's off to Slide. In the first half, you had rushing yards, 92 rushing yards for Washington, 19 for Miami. I didn't even realize that.
Remember I remember me running over. It probably didn't click to you like that.
Right.
You know?
92 to 13 is crazy. And for you to be down by 4 points. What y'all think about that? Before we get into that's a little. Is that concerning to y'all?
Remember what I said? That's giving me it kind of reminded me of the old days when we used to gain a lot of yards that didn't really do that with it.
This is where the missed kicks affect
10 first downs.
This is, look at it. They doubled them up, nearly doubled them up in yards. 134 to 221. That's a big gap for you to be down by 4.
And look at the time possession. Look at the time you had the ball.
Yeah. So is it me, or is something missing here? And of course we know they missed 2 kicks, right? So even with the
That's
2
what
kicks,
it is. Yeah, that's what it is. That's why I mean, even if you say, one of them drives, they make a field goal, you know what I'm saying? That's 9-10.
Well, you got to remember, guys, that they got 2 of their scoring drives after missed field goals, and that would mean that you gave up position. A made field goal means we got to kick the ball off and we start a drive from scratch.
that's
When you
true.
miss a
That's
field goal,
true.
there's momentum to the defense because that's essentially a turnover on down. One of Ro's favorite words. One of favorite phrases. That's a
Yeah.
turnover on downs essentially,
Yeah.
and it's
Yes,
position.
it is.
Position. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but through evaluation, I believe they had big plays on those drives after the field goals, and you can't give up big plays because that's going to give them offense momentum. So you put yourself in a bad situation a little bit by giving up yards, but the defense did a really good job by not letting them get in the end zone on every turn. You know what I'm saying? I believe that it's 13-6 to end the game. So you got 1 touchdown in the first quarter, and then you got 2 field goals for the rest of the game. I think that the defense played actually for backups, like played really good to only give up 13 points to the highest scoring team in the NFL, who I know isn't trying to not score. That's a part of Mike McDaniel's, you know what I'm saying, strategy and his motivation to his team. So getting in the end zone is a big builder on success. And I just think that we didn't get in the end zone. That's concerning in a bit, but I don't look for that from backups. You didn't play Mariota a lot. So you didn't really get a second string. You played Driscoll and you played Trace McSorley. You didn't even play Sam Hartman. I'm not sure if it was an injury
That's
or if it was just
He's still hurt, I think. He's still hurt.
all right. So again, you didn't play your essential possibly third to fourth quarterback. You brought in somebody who had to play literally just right now. And honestly, I'm playing. If you're only bringing in 2 quarterbacks like Leo was talking about after the first week, I'm making Driscoll play the rest of the game if he's not hurt.
what I said. That's what I said.
You know what I'm saying? I don't really see the point in. And again, like I said, it's that may be more in the we're comfortable where we are as far as the first team, and we need to see what our backups are going to be because at least because of what the defense has assumed to giving us as far as interviews from coaches and things like that. We're going to play fast at a high level, and we're going to play 20 something guys on our defense in a game. So this means that playing fast means that guys are likely to get tired by playing at their higher level of a speed, and you're going to need some rotation. So the plan I'm assuming is to see what how strong your rotation can be. Who can come in against the second and third string and beat a guy a way that we can say, okay, he's going to do well against a first string. Like in my opinion, real quick would be the pass to Sanat in game 1. I'm not really even targeting him like that in game 2 because I can see that him against second and third and fourth string guys is unfair. You know what I'm saying? He's going to
Right.
be open on those plays. There's no reason for our quarterback to hit him. Yes, we would like for Trace to hit him so we can see what Trace could do. But technically, I'm not even telling you to throw to him because this guy can beat number 1 defenses. I don't need to see what he can do against the third and the fourth string. Let's get some of the other guys the ball, and let's see if we can. And if I'm looking at it from the standpoint that I am, I'm saying that Cliff Kingsbury is even that much more of a better play designer, or at least play caller, than the Scott Turners and the Eric Bieniemys because we're strategically going to specific receivers. And from my standpoint, even though we didn't make the plays that I felt like we needed to win, those guys were able to get open in those schemes. Like we were able to scheme guys open to see if they're going to win in this particular matchup. And that's just something that I wasn't seeing on an
I
every
agree.
down basis
I
in
agree.
the previous seasons.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that part, Vito. We did do a
Yeah,
good
couldn't
job
agree more. Couldn't
of
agree
scheming.
more.
Yeah, I agree with you, Vito. We did do a good job of scheming people open. I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody dropped the ball or didn't make a play, it wasn't like it was
Imagine.
even in area or something like that. Like those guys had a chance to play on the ball.
Hold on though. I was just about to say, imagine how much wonders that's going to do for a Terry McLaurin. He finally got somebody that can scheme him open. He's done a lot of the stuff on relative on his own. If you
On his
you
own.
know what I mean.
Yes.
And so now that he got somebody that can not only scheme him open but scheme other receivers open, so where you know, let's say Luke McCaffrey or Jahan Dotson is having a good game, they can still scheme Terry open and say, okay, cool. Now this is where we would like you to jump in at.
Of course, yes, completely agree. Completely agree.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
think
so,
that's a good look.
yeah,
I
I
think
couldn't
that's a
agree
good
more.
look. I think that's a good look. All right, so there we go. That's the halftime stats. Then again, they were glaring stats to me. I think
I
that,
like the 19 rushing yards. After my argument about
yeah,
the first week, 19 rushing yards is immaculate.
yeah, I agree with you there. I agree with you there. You know, even the 115, even the 115 ain't bad. You know,
No,
for
no, no. And for us to have 92 rushing yards is again something that I'm happy about because I think 90 rushing yards might have been our game total from everybody last year.
that's real. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like we might have
yeah,
been lucky to get 90 total rushing yards in a game last year. To
yeah,
start the first half with 90 rushing yards is amazing. And whether
yeah,
it's backups or not, it just goes to show that you're not forgetting the run. The run is going to be a part of what you're implementing into the strategies or into the, you know what I'm saying, the strategies to win games. And you're going to need that. It's no Redskin team we've ever seen win that didn't have a running game. So again, just in the notion that we're at least playing football like you're supposed to play football. You bring an even balanced type of game plan to a game, and it's not to say that that's always what you're able to run because penalties put you in different situations, scores put you in different situations, turnovers, and all of the above. But at the same time, you still need to understand that as long as you're within the 3/4 of the game, the fourth quarter kind of determines whether you got to pass it or not. And depending on how much you down. But for the first 3/4, the running game has to be a part of your game plan, regardless of what the score is, because you have to be able to keep teams respect. They got to respect what you're doing.
yeah, yeah. I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. You know, so I mean, and another thing is, at least for when you look at these stats, is they only held them to 6 first downs in the first half. I think that was really I think that was really positive as well too. On the defensive side, 6 first downs is not a lot of first downs for a whole half of football. So that's like one drive, to be honest. So for them to really hold it down on that front, I think that's a positive sign too. I think that's an extremely positive sign. So let's get to the game. Let's get to the other side of this thing here. Try to get the game pulled up. You got Mike McDaniels. They was talking. Get the recap of the game. You know, shout out to Tua. Tua played well. I can't lie. When he played against us, his little drive that he had, his one drive that he had, Tua played extremely well. Tua played extremely well. He looked sharp. He looked quick with his hands. So we had a holding on the opening. We pulled a little bit of the volume up. You had a holding on the opening drive of the second half.
He said, you know, if you want to do that, you've got to produce. If you can produce, that's how you can gain confidence in this league. And that's what
No, sorry, not the opening drive, the kickoff for the second half. On the second half side, we had a holding. So that was set Miami back to the 15 where they started this drive at Washington. It looked like we in a 3-4 sort of a set.
Brooks, the running back, gets the call and gains a
they good on it. I mean, who's that? Sandstrill? Look like Sandstrill on the tackle.
Now you're just talking about too. We saw Tyreek Hill there on the sideline. Interesting conversation.
They really keying in on that run. They playing good against the run. Quick tackle, no broken tackles, no extra yardage. So I think that was a good look on that.
Yoga, Pilates, and he ran around chasing the kids.
Holding the 72 defense.
Oh, you got holding 72 defense.
That's Braden Day. Oh, defense. 72.
In a terrific frame of mind.
Just a second, your point, Ro. And not to say that I feel like it's going to be a concern, but I cannot find a weather game of Jaden Daniels at LSU. So all of the games are clear casted.
Yeah, see? Yeah. Oh my goodness, they tried to reverse. That wasn't working. Oh, good deal. Oh, they let him get away. What is going on? Nah, you got them. Who missed that tackle? We're gonna have to go back on that one. I gotta see who missed that tackle. Trying to figure out who missed that tackle there.
And he said,
Let's
he
go
said,
back,
if you wanna
man.
do
That's
that,
crazy.
you've gotta produce.
But yeah, Vito,
That's
that's
how
why I
you
said
gain
I'm a
confidence in
little
this league.
concerned about
And
it.
that's what he's done. And
That's
he's
why I
done
said I'm a little
great.
concerned
Makes
about
these
it
plays.
because
He hits
you know this
every
may be a
play
rough
down the
winter,
field. You know, he
and
confidence in the players and the team.
how much experience does he have with it? You know, realistically asking, just from him coming from the West Coast and not never really having to deal with that. Okay, he's coming on this side. It was okay. That's the first play. We're gonna go to the second one. The second one is what I'm looking for. Because somebody missed the tackle. They had him wrapped up, missed the tackle. He goes the whole other way. And I guess he gains about 8, even though he only gained 8 on the play. He was caught like 5 yards in the backfield. So it was like maybe a 13, 14-yard swing. And that was after the holding as well.
Defensive penalty there. He ran around all those football camps that he has, and that was his off season. At 30 years old,
Tyreek Hill, 8-time Pro Bowl selection. I didn't even realize he's been to the Pro Bowl that much.
How do you get a defensive holding on a running play?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm lost on it too.
That's
Okay,
wild.
they're trying to reverse. So you have a guy that had a chance to get him here, but that ain't it. Let's
Oh no, that was the last play. My bad. That wasn't this play. That was the last play. The holding.
Okay, let's see what we got here. So this is right here. This is this guy. Who's this? That is 95. Is that what that says? 95, I think. Who's 95? No, it wasn't 95. 39.
Jeremy Reeves. Remember I said that? Jeremy Reeves missed that joint.
Jeremy Reeves.
The veteran.
Jeremy Reeves wouldn't be in that. He wouldn't even be in the game.
I agree with that.
But I will say that even though that's a regular play, I'm a little disappointed in him not making the tackle, being a special teams pro that he is.
Being a special teams Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
Veteran too. Veteran.
Yeah.
He's been doing that, and we've allowed him to have a job doing it. Like, what are you doing, boy?
Yeah, that's a little wild for me.
I give him a little bit of that because that's not a situation he's normally in. He had to be in that situation via injury. And again, remember he's a Pro Bowler under Ron Rivera, not under Dan Quinn in this state. So he still has to go out and show his ability as a defensive back.
That was bad technique. I mean, horrible technique on the tackle.
Okay.
Horrible technique.
It's number 57.
It was a big run by the receiver too. It was a big way to break that tackle and try to reverse field. You know what I'm saying? I give him some credit on his effort as well. But Reeves just got to finish that tackle. And then the other player that came over kind of bumped Reeves off of the play. But again, as a team, you got to make the tackle. What I did like about that was how many people were near the ball.
Right. I like that
play,
too.
though. It ain't no point in all that if you don't make the play. But I do like about more people being around the ball though.
I like that too. That I will admit. Yes, I do like that. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is the 59-yarder.
Look who had to catch him. Look who had to catch him.
We're gonna have to go back and watch that. We're gonna have to go back.
Owens caught him. That was Tyler Owens who caught him.
Tyler Owens who caught him?
That was Tyler Owens who caught him, number 40. I'm telling you, that boy be on film.
Tyler Owens, because that was for him to run him down like that.
So I don't to be the poo of the bunch. But
And that was Anthony Pittman on the tackle before on that run play, number 57.
There was a holding on Reeves as well before that. If you go right back, there's a holding on Reeves before he even is attempting to make the tackle. And which I've been saying that throughout the whole preseason, the referees have done it.
The refs have been trash, bro. They've been trash.
The refs have been bad.
Here's a guy, Bo, hurt last year.
Especially on offensive passing the first or passing the first calls, they've been pretty bad. As he coming around the corner, he's been held. His whole shoulder
and it's a block in the back. Clear block in the back.
His whole shoulder turn. There's no way his shoulder turned like that and he not being held.
And it's a clear block in the back because he hitting him. Look, he's behind him. He's literally behind him.
So Reeves, next time you gotta go watch Animal Kingdom. See, I watched this a lot. I watched how the lion go tackle that antelope. When he grab him, he whirl around just like you just did, but he don't let go. See that antelope hit the ground.
Nah,
So you
now
tried to sway him down, and you play it in full motion. He tried to sway him down and swing him instead of just grabbing him and wrapping. Just
I
wrap
think
and
I
hold
think
on till he
30.
go to the ground.
I think 30. I think 30 is who. Well, that's 39. That's him. I think from swinging him around, he just lost. He lost control of him and shit like that. But again, like I said, you're trying to get square on the player when you're being held. I like that he didn't complain about the flag and tried to fight through it and make the play because the coach is who's supposed to argue that that's a penalty. So I do at least like the fact that he tried to play through what happened and tried to make a play.
Jamin Davis took a terrible angle on that, though.
Yes.
I'm gonna be honest.
Yes.
Jamin Davis took a terrible angle and he missed the tackle too. You really couldn't see it from the original angle, but Jamin Davis missed that tackle too. I mean, he took a terrible
Butler.
angle.
That's Butler up there too. Butler.
Yeah.
That's
Butler.
ain't Owens number 40.
Owens number 40. He the one that dove at his foot.
So yeah, he helped make the play right there too.
Yeah. He tripped him up. He was the reason why they stopped running.
All right,
like
so this
I ain't gonna hold you. He was one of the guys I didn't like in the first game. Like Owens, I didn't like him in the first game. He's around the football. You know what I'm saying? And again, that was something that you guys didn't give Juice credit for. So I wasn't giving Owens credit for it. But I will say that he has been very good at being involved in the play. And that does say a lot because it's 10 other people's job to help you make that play as well.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So this is the big run here. So you got them. I mean, they in a tight set. You should expect run here. I mean, what do y'all think? As a defender, what do you expect looking at this formation? 2nd and 4.
After the big run they just had, I wouldn't be expecting run. If anything, I'd be expecting play action.
Well, I would expect run because of how they lined up. And we got 5 linemen, if I'm not mistaken. So that's what I was saying. If I'm not mistaken on this play right here, it's literally hat on hat, and you got to make a play in the hole. And we just missed the first tackle. Once you miss the first tackle, you're going to have to play chase because there's nobody else really.
Yeah.
Everybody spread out too far.
Yeah. So it looks like I don't know what type of coverage we in. What is this? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 men
I think it's
on the line. Then you got what is these linebackers right here?
No, it's 4 men on the line.
The
1, 2, 3, 4, and this also this is a linebacker here.
Yeah, but it's still 5. It's still 5 down linemen. The 2 in the back are linebackers, and the 3 at the top is 1 safety in the middle, and those 2 corners on the outside.
What do y'all think about this set?
I don't mind. What I do mind is the fact that your cornerbacks are past the first down and your linebackers are too far out. They out because they're covering the tight ends, but because they're that far out, because it's 3 wide receivers on the field as well. So in some way, even though they're tight, I get what Big Son's saying about the play action. So that may be why they spread out like that, just in case to prevent the play action. You know what I'm saying? But again, being spread out like that, one of your defensive linemen has to make a play, and I'm almost guaranteeing that that's where the opening is created.
So let's look at this play here. Okay, you had a man in motion. Oh no, he didn't go all the way through in the motion before they hiked it. Okay, so boom, he comes here. You got a man here at the top right here. This guy should get him. He's unblocked.
That's your outside linebacker, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where your missed player. That's where your missed play is.
Yep. He's unblocked. You got to make that play.
It's man on man through the middle, and the middle is carrying it. That nobody's got pushed back, so everybody's done their job right there.
And it's crazy because you got 3 free. You got this guy's free, that guy's free, and this guy's free.
Well, they're not pursuing the ball north and south. They're trying to string it to see how far it goes outside. So I think that was also an issue where they probably should have stepped up because if the defensive line was getting pushed back, I could understand that. But by the defensive line kind of standing their men straight up, you got to pursue the ball. So maybe based on where they were at, they were having a hard time finding the ball from where we're looking at it right now. But the man has already got the handoff, so I'm not really sure what everybody is looking at.
Right, and the quarterback is way back here. So if I'm this guy, how I play, I like to be in position before the player gets there. So I'm kind of looking at this. I'm like, okay, D line seem to got this bunched up. So even if he try to force his way through here, he's probably not getting through. So I'm probably positioning myself closer to the numbers to the high number there, that 30 over there. I'm trying to position myself over there to this high 30 somewhere, so that even if he do get around this guy, I'm already over here. That's how.
Nah, I mean that'd be over for
if
sure.
I'm him, I'm coming straight down the line.
Yeah, I'm coming straight down.
Playing that's because you got to think about your gaps. His gap is the
Yeah.
A gap, which is straight down.
I'm about to say.
Even if my gap is the A gap, I'm just looking at how the play is developing.
Nah,
I don't think I'm not going to guess that he can get through
your
there.
cornerback got to take that 30 area. That's where the trust come at it. Your cornerback got to take that. He's got nothing over there. Remember, his man went in motion. He didn't follow him, so he got nothing over there. That's true. That's the guy that's playing the 30. You got to come down that line and help the guy out that's rushing from the side, because it's still about finishing the play. You can go in there and help.
Right. Yep. I agree with that. But this guy's free. Who is this that's free? And missed the tackle. Oh no, was that it? No, that wasn't the big run. That was the run out.
No, that was Pittman. That was the next play. We already did the big run. That was Pittman who made the play. But
this was the next play after the big run?
Yeah.
No, that was the play before the big run.
That was the play before.
And the one thing I like about him,
That was the play before the big run. Okay, so this is the big run. My bad fans out there. I thought that was the big run right there. This is the larger run right here. Okay, so they did the same set, right? Ain't this the same set? No, because he's in shotgun.
Nah.
He's in shotgun, so this is a different formation.
Yeah, he was in back last time.
Now it looks like, what are they in? It looks like they're in another heavy package, though. This ain't 2 tight ends. 3 tight ends, I think. Is that 3? No,
they got 4 down or 5.
We got
5 down.
2, 3.
We got 5 down.
We got 4 right here.
5.
Where?
Oh, all right.
1, 2,
all right,
3,
nah.
4. Yeah, 4 and then 3
out.
linebackers. We got a corner. I don't know what this corner is doing. Oh, yeah, okay. So he's on the tight end right here. Okay, so boom, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 linebackers. Hold on, this might be a wrap.
No, one of them is a safety. One of them got to be a safety.
Well, that might be 5. It looked like 5 down lineman. 5 down lineman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 5. It's 5, bro. Because we got
5.
Come on, you'll be
Where's the 5? Who's the 5th man?
Yeah, see, you got to blow the screen up. It's only 4. They look like that because it's bunched right there in that little area. I thought it was 5 too.
Y'all see the mouse, right? I'm counting them out. 1.
So I guess it's 2,
3, 4.
Okay.
All right.
So you got
the corner is just playing a intermediate route instead of playing back like the other 2 corners. So that might be.
Yeah, let me zoom in.
Yeah. So this here, right here, this guy right here. This is what? That's a linebacker.
Yeah, that's a linebacker. That's a linebacker.
Okay.
Well,
this is a linebacker.
So that's a cornerback to the far left. I mean to the far right.
So that gotta be so that gotta be a corner. Yeah.
No, I'm saying on the other side. On the other side.
On this side, this is a corner.
No. The one right in front of him.
Right beside him.
No. Right beside him. Right.
Yeah, no. Go back. Go back, bro.
Go back.
No.
Oh, here.
No.
Right in front of him.
Down one more.
That's a
that's a corner. That's not a linebacker.
I think that's Tyler right there.
Okay, so that's not a linebacker. That's a corner.
That's a safety. That's what they call a star position.
You're right, because it's only one single. It's single high because it's a single high. It's a single high. So you're right.
Yeah,
it is single high. So they ain't cover 1 basically.
Yeah, I'm about to say they ain't cover 1.
They ain't cover 1 basically,
or cover 3, depending on how
Yeah, it could be a cover 3.
I don't know.
Right. I would have read it as a cover 1 man on man. That's probably how I would have read it, as a cover 1 man on man.
And again, that may be how they broke out like that again too, because that's how you get quarterback scrambles on the man, because everybody's covered 1 person.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so you got them. Oh man, what did they do? You have this guy pulling. It looks like you have another guy pulling over here. Back this way, you got 2 guys pulling, which I've never seen that wide receiver pull. That's crazy, right? A wide receiver pull.
Yeah. Nah, I mean this a crazy play right here.
Yeah, then you got this guy here. You got a guy. Okay, so he's blocking him. You got a wide receiver pulling and a tight end pulling. Oh, this is the reverse. I'm tripping. This is the reverse.
And
we reverse. Okay, so yeah, let me fast forward this and get out of this play. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, but say that play with the long run was a 5-down lineman. I remember. I called it during the game. I believe.
Training camp and preseason, where you're not only playing for your
All right, so let me fast forward this up and get it back to the big run.
They all like that one as a comma. Here's a guy, Bo, hurt last year, showed some promise.
Let's fast forward this up a little bit.
Brooks with
Okay, so this is on what? That's what? 310. All right. Yep. Let's rewind this a little bit.
We saw Tyreek Hill there on the sideline.
All right, let's get caught back up to where.
SAP services tonight provided by the Florida Lottery. Play responsibly. So we figure the Dolphins will be backed up a bit here.
Okay, this is after the holding, so it's after this. 6, 7. It's the next play. Here we go.
And the one thing I like about him, in a great frame of mind, the type you get to the point of the training camp preseason where you're not only playing for your team, but you're playing for some other teams that are going to look at you.
All right, so it should be the next one here.
And they've seen what you've done. They've seen the effort that you've given under these circumstances, and those are the opportunities that he may be looking for.
Jalen Waddle is joining the big fellas over there on the side.
Oh, they do got Waddle. I forgot about Waddle. We did a good job, though, knowing they got Waddle here, them guys over there.
Well, the first drive was the drive they scored.
Okay, so this is it right here. So let's go back. Okay, so this is it. Okay, so 17, 157, 18.
Here, Duran. They all like that one as a comma.
So we'll freeze frame it so we can get it figure out what the hell happened on that big run.
He's got to be on the field and make plays to make the team.
You know, we can figure out exactly what happened on that big run.
You haven't seen a lot from him, but lately over the last
Because that, I mean,
coming back what we saw him do last
to be honest with y'all, that could be concerning. Okay, so this was it on the 2nd and 4. Yeah, this is it right here, I believe. Okay, so they got.
That's not it. They just showed the big run. You just looked at the replay.
No, that wasn't the big run. This was the big run right here. See, look.
Nah, this.
Oh no, this is the next one.
We just looked. It's before this. No, it's before this.
Nah,
we just looked at the replay.
Big Son,
the replay was right before this.
They only on the 20, Big Son.
You're playing for some other teams that are going to look at you.
Yeah, so it couldn't be the big run.
And they've seen what you've done. They've seen the effort that you've given under these circumstances, and those are the opportunities that he may.
Yeah, so it's this one here. It's coming up.
Jalen Waddle is joining the big fellas over there on the sideline for a little chat. Boy, Waddle and Hill just dynamic. Both had their contracts taken care of. Waddle going into his 4th year has had a.
Okay, so you right, Vito. You right. It was on the 3rd and 1. And so we are in a heavy set. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 down linemen. This guy, we basically only got 3.
Well, we got 5 in a press. I think we got a press corner.
Okay, yeah. They press, but in the running game, they down linemen.
Nah. It's still a press because you don't know if they run a play action or not.
Right, that's true. I'm saying once they hand the ball off now you are effectively you got to set the edge if you use a cornerback.
True.
So that's what I was saying just to that effect. Boom. So you got all these down linemen. You hand the ball off. Oh my goodness, look at the hole. Who's the
linebacker right there? Who's the linebacker right there? They got the
right here. This one.
No. In the secondary, behind the yellow line.
Right here.
No, right there with the dog. Yep, you just right there. Who's that linebacker getting blocked? Because he walked literally where that lane is that he about to take. He walked right over and walked.
Look like Jamin.
It might have been Jamin.
That looked like Jamin.
Rewind a little bit.
As soon as the play started, he walked right over and walked right into the lane and got blocked. Again, my for linebackers, for me, y'all heard me say this to people. So I know I ain't just making it up in a moment. You have to attack the blocker. You can't wait for the block to come to you. I don't know who does that. Yeah, Jamin took himself right out.
75 is on him.
I don't know what linebacker it was.
Was that 98? And then
that's
right there.
That's Mathis.
That's Mathis. Yeah, 98 is Mathis.
That's what I got to rewind it.
Yeah, got that go. Bye, Mathis.
Rewind it so we can see which hat went on which.
No. Yeah, I know they're gonna do another replay after this, so we can actually see down on the field who's who.
I tell you what I see. Bye, Mathis.
That's Mathis.
Bye.
And then both of these guys collided into each other. What is that? How they missed that tackle? So yeah. Luckily, 40 was there to run him down.
Yeah, that was Owens.
Tyler Owens.
Luckily, Owens was there. Owens had to come from the other side of the field. Owens came from the other side of the field to make that play. All right, this is what I was about to say. This is the angle I was waiting for.
And Hampton right there too. Look at Hampton.
Hampton, yep. Mathis. Look, he manhandled Mathis. Manhandled Mathis.
Mathis was getting double teamed from the start, though.
True. Okay, so Reeves again? Oh my goodness, Reeves, what you atrocious out there. Another missed tackle. Look at this. Boop. Right over Reeves. Dang.
That was after he got up.
Bruh, that was after he got up on the other one. After he had 2 missed tackles on this drive.
In one play. Bump the drive in one play.
Both of them led to big plays.
Yep. So it was Reeves. Reeves was the kind of like the culprit, because even if they do what they do, if Reeves make the tackle there, you still don't have that big play. Dang, Jeremy Reeves, man. I be trying to see y'all listening to the Nature Sports Podcast, man. We're gonna give it to you raw. Who was at fault?
I know that. I know that was Jeremy Reeves.
Good old I'm hurt, oh yeah.
That not have been him on the ground. He should have been trying to get all the field as quickly as possible.
No joke. That was embarrassing, man. That took it all the way down to the 10-yard line. I believe that was a 51-yard run for the Dolphins on that play, based on the missed tackle by Jeremy Reeves. Let's keep it real.
The two missed tackles on one play by Jeremy Reeves.
And that just wasn't going to work. Not this time. 2-yard loss. That was a great play. Who was that? 40 again? Was that 40 again?
Oh, he hurt somebody. Somebody got hurt on the play.
Yeah, Tyler Owens, man. I told y'all, man. I like when I seen on tape about y'all.
Telling you, that boy is the truth.
Yeah.
Wow. Not bad. Not bad for Owens.
I was about to see it right here, live action.
Oh, no, that was a good play. No, that wasn't 40. That was 90.
Ooh. That was Baptiste. Is that Baptiste or
Baptiste? Yeah, John
90.
Baptiste.
90
Baptiste.
Yeah, 90.
But no, what's the name made the play? 40 made the play.
Baptiste made that play. Baptiste made that play.
Yeah, you're right. He ran him in the 40.
40 just cleaned it up. 40 just cleaned it up.
Yeah.
I mean Owens, not 40. Owens. Owens just cleaned it up.
Yeah, Owens cleaned it up.
I'm about to. That's Owens' name for me, Mr. Cleanup Man. On aisle whoever.
Yeah, he has been cleaning up some messes. He
has been cleaning up
the messes today, boy.
Who you talking about?
Owens.
Tyler.
Totally agreed. This is where I said we played good red zone defense, though.
I agree.
Especially at the big play, that's a victory for the defense.
That's a huge victory for the defense, because honestly, they probably should have scored.
That was 6 points. If he didn't,
I think it's on them too that they got A-Chain hurt, because in all reality, he should have been on the sideline. We said he worked out against us last year. A-Chain. We seen what he could do. He should have been on the sideline. That's on them.
I think maybe he was playing that late because of they don't have any running backs, because they had somebody else. They had a wide receiver.
Well, most of the
they need to sign some running backs. That's really what it was.
It looked like they over there by some runner. I don't know. That might be a cornerback. Who knows?
Now the
But
dude that came in was a wide receiver. I remember this during the game.
yeah, man. I don't know. You gotta have somebody to back up your guy. Go with your guy. You know what I'm saying? That might be bad management on their part.
Yeah.
And then you mess around and get your second string guy hurt because you don't want to get no third or fourth stringers out there or have none.
I
You know.
mean, A-Chain might have been the starter for real, in some settings.
I like Reeves on defense.
What?
I used to like vouch for him. Him and Danny Johnson. I used to vouch for them guys.
Well, A-Chain, what I'm about to say, A-Chain, he played majority of the game when we played him last year.
Yeah.
Thompson took over for 2 after the first drive. Still in there. Throws over the middle.
Good defense. Good defense. Good defense. Oh, flag on the play. Come on,
Get us
y'all.
every time, don't it?
I don't. Let's see this one again, man. Let's analyze what the refs doing here, because I don't know if I agree with that, man. It looked like pretty good defense to me. No, I disagree.
Oh, I totally disagree too.
I disagree.
We seen way worse holding calls that y'all didn't call.
Yeah, I think that it has to impede. For me, it has to impede something, and I'm not sure that that's what happened. I'm not sure it impeded anything.
Yeah, me either. I look like nothing but impeded.
I don't like this set. This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down lineman, whatever this is. I do not like that set. It worked out on this one. It definitely worked out. So I need to shut up.
That play should have been made probably a little bit more in the backfield. Who missed that tackle back there?
Let's see.
Or got shifted on.
Let's see if we see. Let's see what we got here.
Okay. Oh, it was held. That's why. He was held coming out of the gate, but he let him go. So who was that? He vamped down too hard. That's
that was
why
57. 57. Is that KJ
Come
Henry?
on, Pittman.
Nah, that's Pittman.
No, that's Anthony Pittman.
Okay. Yeah, 57. 90 made another play. John Baptiste.
Yeah, I like Baptiste, man.
Yeah, I like Baptiste too. I told y'all I liked his footage that I watched after when we were talking about him on the draft.
Yeah.
After we did the draft recap, I said he was one of the guys that I liked. I want to see him work out.
Yeah,
that's a good look.
That's Sneed in motion. Thompson.
Oh, quick screen? Nowhere. No, was that 40 again? Oh, that was Reeves.
Oh, that was Reeves trying to get back. No,
that was
that's number 19.
All right, that's 19. Who's 19?
Ibage, however you say his name.
Okay, yeah. Eboniah, that's how you say it. Eboniah.
All right.
That's a good tackle.
You might got a little sting on him. You working that shoulder.
That's a good tackle.
Okay.
No man in the backfield.
Parker not so clean. He got to jump around and got the sack. Who's that, Baptiste?
Baptiste again. Baptiste took over in that red zone.
That's why Keandre Jones was put on waiver wires and picked back up because of that man right there.
Probably. I have to agree with you there.
Because him and KJ came in the same year, but KJ got a lot of work and he worked out better than Keandre Jones did last year. And that's the reason why he's where he's at now, because of that man right there, John Baptiste.
I gotta agree with you there. Baptiste had a hell of a drive.
Good play by the
man. He had like.
Nah, that's all red zone work. That's where you want to get paid at.
Mm-hmm.
You right. He had a
like
hell of a drive.
Four plays on that drive, right? He made like 4 plays.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that was a hell of a drive for John Baptiste, man. He moved up my little list when it comes to rookies, and potential and things like that. He done moved up my list.
So seeing John Baptiste, I got an interesting question for y'all right now.
Now is your chance to nominate the best high school
Who
football
would
player
y'all like to
of all
see
time.
in a set on a line with him,
The
4-down lineman?
Dolphins legend, Nat Moore. Go to
I wouldn't want to see
NatMoore.com right
that
You
now.
gotta
starter
have
yet.
Payne and Allen.
Huh?
Information. Good luck to all the
You
Well,
high
gotta
school
have Payne and Allen.
players,
I
Okay.
like
pros,
him,
coaches getting
and
the
I
season
add
going
I would
here in
add
South
Allen
Florida.
on the outside as an end,
Watching
and
our
I would
game
have
tonight.
Jerzon Newton
Dolphins went 9 plays,
Deron Payne
69
in the middle.
yards. Sanders connected on the field goal.
Mm.
About 85% flow of that drive was
Me, I'm different.
but
Hold on, I
The
want to
flat,
hear y'all take two.
and you can
What
add
you say,
Baptiste
Vito?
to that on the other
Bailey,
edge.
the punter, will kick off.
I don't.
What?
If I was to put him in the game, I would probably have
His own 2-yard line. Brings it to the near
what's my man
side
from Atlanta?
and was taken down.
The
Who,
defense.
Fowler?
Yeah, I would have Fowler because you're gonna need some speed,
Enough of Allen.
Uh,
and I would still have Allen and Payne in the middle.
okay.
Confident White Ray's in there.
Who would you have, bro?
There.
Ray was picked up after Cam
I got Payne and Allen in the middle.
from the Giants.
I got Payne and Allen in the middle, and then I have for my money, I got Now I wouldn't even I'll put Allen and what's the rookie Jerzon Newton in the middle. Payne in and Jerzon Newton in the middle. Allen on the outside, and Baptiste.
That's what I said. Same thing.
Okay. Me, I'll put Baptiste on the outside. Like Rose said, Joseph Newton and Payne.
Sneak him in there in the back door.
And I was with Vito, my man Fowler, on the outside.
No KJ Henry for Big Son.
Nah, no KJ.
I mean, him and KJ on the outside together might work out as well too, though.
Yeah, that might be a nasty tandem. They both got speed and strength.
Yeah, that could be our new Sweat and and Chase Young.
Sweat and Young 2.0.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna give him that much that yet. I think that was a good play on the money down, and anything in the red zone is money down to me on defense. So that was a good play. This is not the starters though, and I still haven't seen I did see some bursts. I'm not gonna say I didn't see any burst in that drive. That drive I did see some bursts from him. I would have to see him against some higher tier linemen right now, or just some consistency at that. But I wouldn't mind seeing him in some rotation. Because again, remember I said that for me, my way of evaluating him is the same way I would look at what James Smith Williams did with us in his first few seasons. And right now, he's on pace to match him what he was able to do in the first year. So I like what I see so far.
Driscoll's had some good throws. This is seventh
He's been a pleasant surprise. Newton has been a pleasant surprise, to be honest. I'm sorry, not Newton. Baptiste. Baptiste has been a pleasant surprise. I think he has a ton of potential because he has a high motor, And as we're sitting here watching, what's his name, my man at quarterback?
Driscoll.
Trace McSorley.
McSorley. So we here watching Trace McSorley's. I think this is his first drive of the half. And it was a decent one, to be honest with you. He looked like he's moving the ball, got a couple first downs. So this is what you can expect out of a guy. Trace McSorley just got on the team. A couple days before? Just got the playbook.
I don't think he was playing.
So,
that's Driscoll. That's Driscoll.
Oh, that's still Driscoll. Driscoll still in there?
Yeah, that's Driscoll.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say this. Even about, I can still say it though. I don't think Trace McSorley was playing for a spot on the team.
Rodriguez did get some money. That was a run right there.
On the practice squad. You get what I'm saying? He wasn't playing for a spot on the team. He knows that he's not going to beat out Marcus Mariota. He knows that he's behind Jeff Driscoll. And honestly, he's also behind Sam Hartman. What he was doing was trying to audition for another team as well as play his way onto a practice squad.
Why did he throw that pass when he had number 13 wide open? What is he thinking?
Came over as well. Tinsley, the intended man.
Yeah, I agree. What is going on with Mariota though? That's my question. And for him to miss the last couple games of the preseason, that's a little alarming to
He
me.
played the first game. He just only played one drive.
He got hurt in that
Right.
drive.
That's
Surprised that he didn't play any drives this game.
No, he got
that's
hurt in that
crazy,
drive.
right?
He got hurt on that second, like the second play on that drive.
On the first
I
game?
think- Yeah,
Yeah, who you talking about?
Marcus Mariota.
In the first game?
Yes.
He got a groin injury. He's
Yeah.
not about to play for a while, at least a month, in my opinion. They need to put him on the pup list. He got a groin injury. Those don't go nowhere. Hold on, it was a sack. That was a sack on that play. Let's figure out what happened there.
Let's go back to the play before that when he threw that deep ball.
All right.
Mike
21.
McDaniel, I know it's only preseason, Bo, but that first drive he had last week against the Jets, 2 drives he had tonight, Jaden Daniels looks excellent.
Very impressive.
I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm a little on the fence with Mariota because I mean that groin injury, that's not going nowhere. Do you cut Mariota because he hurt, or do you put him on the pup list?
Not him.
You talking about that play right there, Big Son?
We are not cutting Marcus Mariota.
Nah.
Why not?
Stop tripping, bro.
Was that the Vince or not? Or was that the no? That was the snot.
Mm-hmm.
The play before Sonata, I think. Or was it the play after Sonata? I think it was the play after Sonata. We're going to see. Because if it's not, it's going to be the play to Luke. If I was watching correctly. There was
Why
Stromberg.
can't you cut Marcus Mariota is the question. Why can't you?
Who?
That's
I could.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
who's your backup quarterback?
Driscoll.
Hotman.
Bye. Next question.
Hotman.
Next question.
I'm just saying.
Next question.
You're not going to have a rookie back up a rookie. You see how that worked last time, especially
I said Driscoll.
Especially that's
You
Kirk
said
Cousins.
Driscoll. What's wrong with
I was
Driscoll?
about to say that's Kirk Cousins written all over it again.
Nah, man, I ain't
Who,
gonna put
Driscoll?
Hotman in that boat. I ain't put Hotman in Cousins' boat.
Kirk Cousins and Hartman. That's exactly what it would be.
Yes, it would. Based on what the media already does, that's exactly what it would be. And Hartman's a pretty face on top of that. I promise you that is exactly what the story would be. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And you got a coach that is good because remember Kyler Murray got hurt and what's his name? Colt McCoy came in and got them to the playoffs. So he's able to coach a backup quarterback into a winning position. So if Mariota's still for almost a month, Driscoll's not going to stay in there that long. And I'm not saying that he's not bad, but there's a possibility that Driscoll plays a bad game and you have to use Hartman if Daniels is hurt. You know what I'm saying? And if Hartman is in there, Hartman's only playing one. There's no film on this kid outside the first game, so you're not gonna have no film on him or what he's been able to do or anything like that. And as long as the running game is at least effective, I still feel like you're able to possibly run a very similar scheme as you would with Jaden, just because of how much they've had to work with the same receiver. So the timing shouldn't be off as much as people would assume. I would likely believe that if Jaden got injured and it became to a situation where Hartman had to play, he would have over a week of preparing as the number 2 to number 1 receiver. I mean, as a number 2 or number 1 quarterback. Being though, if Mariota's hurt for that month and Driscoll's the starter, he would at least have 1 week as the second string. And let's just say that Driscoll played 2 weeks and the next week he was just bad in the second week and Hartman has to play. He'd have 2 weeks preparing with the second string and 1 week to prepare with the first string. And that would be, I think, enough time at least to have a good showing of what he would be able to do without the defense being able to have film on what he would really be good at. Again, I don't want to see that scenario, and I don't even want to talk that up as a possible scenario. But I'm just saying that the murmurs or the rumors or the shutters of ideas would be that this is
RG3 if Daniels is to sustain a long-term injury, which again I don't want to speak up or bring into fruition, and if Hartman happens to get on the field, because Driscoll's not going to bring in the Kirk Cousins conversation, but Sam Hartman would.
Yeah. I mean, and the thing is, let me ask y'all this. So do you cut do you cut Hartman right now?
No, I said last week that you go into the season with 3 quarterbacks. I don't see them going in with 2 quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying?
But
even if Jaden and Mariota are healthy, like even if Mariota's groin injury is not severe and it's a, let's say, 2 to 3 week jump and Jaden's able to stay healthy, you still have to prepare Driscoll as the number 2 quarterback until Mariota's healthy. You still have to get a backup to that just in case there's something that happens in a game. So even if you want to have 3 quarterbacks eventually throughout the season, you still gonna have to start the season with 3.
Yeah, so basically you asked him who would you cut, Driscoll or Hartman?
You gotta cut one of them.
I'm gonna cut I'll put Hartman on the practice squad.
You can do that.
Hartman is injured too,
Yeah,
so
Hartman
I
is
don't
definitely
have
going to
enough.
the
I don't
practice
have
squad.
enough film. I got more film on Driscoll. Driscoll's ran more of my
do that.
plays. I'd have to use Driscoll right now. You know what I'm saying? But the one thing I would say is that that's slightly an issue to me, and I'm not necessarily sure I would say Driscoll is fast without saying Sam Hartman, just because between all of us and what we've been watching, I've only seen and heard interviews and training camp footage of Jaden Daniels, Mariota, and Hartman. I haven't heard anything about Driscoll in camp.
Yeah,
Right.
Hartman, to Hartman's credit, his drive that the last drive he had, I think he was like
We
with
scored
13 attempts
12
to
to 8.
82, or what the attempts that he had, 13 pass attempts on 82 yards. That's damn good. You know, I don't know how many of them he completed, but 82 yards in that is
I
still
think it was
good.
8 for I think it was 8 for 13 at the end of the game, but it was a scoring drive, and I think that's more important when you don't have that many scores. Like Rose said in the first game, 17 points going to be enough, and then the next game you score 6. So the quarterbacks that are responsible for scoring are Jaden Daniels, Jeff Driscoll, Jaden Daniels, Sam Hartman, and Jaden Daniels. And we didn't score a touchdown in the second game, but we got field goals, and those are from your starting quarterback and Sam Hartman. Those are only scoring drives you got. So even though I would say Driscoll because of the experience, I can't fully say that Sam Hartman does not have a chance, at least to get himself some playing time in a very bad scenario. Again, I'd like to not think that scenario is likely to happen anytime soon before Mariota can get healthy. You know what I'm saying? And you would hope that if anything were to happen to your starting quarterback, that the backup would at least be healthy in time that he would be able to take that role. But I am concerned, even though I was high on Mariota starting because he presents a similar ability that Jaden Daniels does. Again, not the same, but a similar ability. And if you're injured and you haven't played well so far in the preseason, even if it was the one drive you got hurt, that's even more concerning that you got hurt in the first game. Like you made the rookie look like he was supposed to be the starter immediately. And the coach was trying to give you, maybe the coach was trying to motivate you instead of Jaden. Maybe the coach saw that Jaden had what it took to be a starter, and maybe it was motivating Mariota to try to play better. Or, you know what I'm saying, hey, look, this is your second chance around. I'm a new coach here. I'm not going to just give the rookie the job because of his potential or what he could do. We believe that you possibly have a chance to at least be a very good backup for us. And if you put in the work, you can probably be a starter. And to go out there in the first drive and look the way that he did, whether the line was responsible or anything else, and then to be injured after that and not play this week, it just isn't a good look. You know what I'm saying? Especially with Sam Hartman having a scoring drive in his game and then not playing this week because of injury. If you was looking at cutting somebody, even though I'm saying you wild and cut it and go to the next question, it does pose at least the conversation.
Yeah, I mean, because let's be clear about this. Marcus Mariota has not had an injury-free career. You know, just to be, I mean, let's be clear. He's been shut down for the full season. He was shut down in 2022 in Atlanta. He was shut all the way down. And I think after week maybe 10, he got hurt, gone for the season. In Tennessee, he was sacked, gone for the season. Only place he ain't never been gone for the season is Philadelphia, and he was cut in August. And they signed Nick Foles in 2023. So for me, is Mariota dependable injury wise? Can you depend on him to actually
No,
be there?
you cannot depend on him.
And that's why I think that you expect him to be a reliable backup if anything were to happen. And that's why I said in that role, even if he started the season off, you're not looking at playing the whole 18 games. I need you to be focused for every game I ask you to go out there. So if it's 2 games, I need you to try to get 2 wins. If it's for 3 games, I need you to focus on game to game to try to get us 3 wins. I don't need them to be pretty. I have enough defensive players and enough defensive coaches and what would you say not chemistry but whatever our play calling is or how we seem to approach the game. I feel like we can stop teams. So if we can do that, maybe 17 points is not something that is a bad number that we can win some games with. That's going to put a lot on your defense. But what you would need Mariota to do is do what Driscoll has done, do what Hartman did, is get first downs. That's why I said, like, even though I do understand we want to score and Jaden Daniels has a great college resume, you want to, and you need to score points in this league today. But you also got to realize that getting first downs does what we were horrible at last year, which was time of possession. And if we can have the ball just for some long drives that can end in field goals that we can fucking make, pardon my French,
Right.
then we can at least make ourselves available to win games. Like if it was a regular season game and this Dolphins game and Commanders game happened and the ending score is 13-6, I'm proud of our guys holding a team who was number 1 in scoring to 13 points. I'm disappointed in my offense a lot, but I'm proud of my team overall if we're fighting and the game actually went like this with all of the starters in it. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Like, yes, I got a lot of complaints or concerns with the offense if we only able to put up 6 points. But again, if the field goal kickers miss these kicks that they miss in this game, then I say that we may not be in this position if they make those field goals. But the way that we played would be respectable in comparison to getting 70 points put up on you.
I agree.
Like, we do realize that 70 is 10 touchdowns.
Right.
Like, that's not supposed to happen in one game, bro.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that part. And but like you said, it's a situation where you're going to need your offense to help your defense a little bit. I think.
Yes.
Stay on the field, get some first downs, keep that other offense on the sideline.
I would have looked at bringing in Jake Fromm if I were them outside of.
To be honest,
I would have gotten Fromm just because he's had some familiarity with the wide receivers, as far as Brown, McLaurin, and Dotson. Even if he's got to get used to the other guys, he's got familiarity with the starters, and the starters are only going to be like, there's not really many backups that we got that's light years ahead of the starters. So throwing to Luke would be like throwing to a Dotson or a Brown. Throwing to Crowder is throwing to a veteran. And
see what I mean, bro?
You know what I'm saying? So
see what I mean on that play? Number 13 was wide open. But yeah,
if you can go back to that one right there, bro, that was the play that Big Son was talking about. I do agree with you. 13 was wide open.
He gets a first down.
On the coverage early, wasn't able to hold up.
don't know what they were doing.
Oh, you heard it. Good.
Playing a little up-tempo game right now.
Yep, right here.
And new head coach Dan Quinn has that relationship with Mike McDaniel. They were together in Atlanta.
Oh, and Mike McDaniel was in Atlanta with Dan Quinn. Oh, Dan Quinn, no good coaches, bro. That tight end being off the line is going to be a thing for us this year. It's in a lot of our formations.
Yeah, they had 2 of them off the line and 1 of them.
Yeah, that was our pistol formation, I think.
This the side that everybody was talking about right here, where with this isolated receiver. They saying that every time we got somewhere, we got this isolated receiver. And that's this today. All the complaints was made about quote unquote Cliff Kingsbury being blamed. That's what the quote was. Bland. Bland is the new word around here right now. Bland.
Okay, but what I would rebuttal with that is that one, with that isolated receiver, you see where the safeties are. You could throw a fade route and that safety never make it over there to that.
I agree.
And number two, our quarterback is one of the best quarterbacks, even though he's a rookie, at pulling the safety away from a play when he's trying to make reads. So I don't think that that's a disadvantage to us in that situation. Number three, that also helps you create how to get your receivers open when you scheme play calls like this. Stupid.
I agree.
I'm sorry to talk about your football acumen, but it's not really high. Bland would be not being able to call creative plays out of these formations, which he has shown in the last 2 weeks with a vanilla package, or at least a vanilla approach to the game, which means that all of these packages, if used, have other plays in them.
Yep.
Please don't use the small part of your brain. You have a large one in two sides of it. Try to access the other side. It'll put you on to something.
I agree.
Or just like, comment, and subscribe with The Nature Show and follow us, and we can help you out with it.
Exactly, because I don't know what y'all looking at. So he did a play action. Look at the line, though. Oh my God, I gotta give hats off to the line. Hats off to the line.
They've been doing all right, bro. Like,
hey,
I want to say that it's a problem.
And guess what? That's Ricky Stromberg and Braden Daniels in there too.
That is Big Son. You're right. That is.
Okay, and look what Braden Daniels is doing on that left side over there. Okay,
yeah, he working.
They got coaches now.
And Stromberg, look at Stromberg right there.
He working.
And shout out to the Giants' old offensive line coach, Mr. Johnson, for taking the responsibility of knowing that he coached the worst offensive line in NFL history last year, and knowing the challenge that you got to be faced with this year to at least start the preseason without only giving up 2 sacks. We gave a 1 sack last week and 1 sack this week.
Yeah.
And again, you don't want to give up any, but again, these are backups. Our starters did not give up any sacks.
Yeah, this line is playing. The film reflects those stats too.
Yeah,
because it's nobody getting in. Like, this line looks really good. I can't lie. Look at that pocket. Look at that. Look at this.
look at Braden Daniels. Hold up, bro. Look at Braden Daniels. How he takes that tackle. The tackle almost had him, but he used his footwork. Look at him. Use the footwork, shift away.
Working.
Look at him. Look at him right there on the left side. Boom. Stick his foot in the ground. Shift away.
Yeah. Hey,
get him back out of the way.
That's good stuff.
Look at that boy Braden Daniels work out there.
13 is wide open.
Island too.
13 is wide open. 13
Look at him.
Is wide
open.
Look at him. He is wide open.
Oh, he ran the corner route. That's that corner joint.
Yeah. He ran
corner.
The field. He ran all the way across the field.
Boom.
All across the field. He's right.
He's
wide
open.
Boom.
But
touchdown.
Guess what, bro? Guess what the coaches will do when they look at film? They will see that this is going to work with your starters, and Jaden Daniels is going to see that.
Yeah,
Jaden Daniels is going to see. He's not even going to blink at that. That's going to be a completed route, if not a touchdown. And I would hope that nobody covers this way, because this is wide open.
Right? Yeah. I mean,
so just on this play right here, bro. When you say that they said that this offense is bland, this is a drawn up play, and this is a wide. Do you see how much space this receiver has?
Nobody
I don't know how Driscoll didn't throw.
That's a touchdown.
There's no way in the world I don't know how Driscoll didn't see him.
That's a touchdown. All the way.
Easy.
The defense is not even, they don't even know he's over there.
They're not even with 10 yards laterally.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, you'd have to be Sean Taylor to make that play.
Yeah. Real talk. He's wide open. Good call, Big Son.
Wide open. Look at that.
God, he probably went back to the huddle like, how did you miss me?
Bro, he's running back toward him now. He running back.
You threw the ball to 3 people. How did you not see me? And you ain't had no pressure, so you had time to take the second look.
They gave him enough time,
exactly,
to go through
every read.
All his
you could have went through all the reads twice. Like Big Son said, the way Brady shifted that weight and got back in front of that defender, you had plenty. You had plenty of time.
You look around this league.
Yeah.
You
That was a
had
horrible
one more
read.
second to wait, and you got a touchdown, a literal touchdown.
Mhm.
And blew. Imagine we only down by one possession, and you blew a
Right.
clear touchdown.
So we
Yep.
saying if we hadn't missed the 2 field goals, and we got this drive right here with a touchdown, fella.
Yeah.
Oh
That's
my
but
God.
right there. Hold on, 2 missed field goals and then a clear miss.
Touchdown.
At least 3. Let's
Nah,
just
that's a
say he would have
touchdown.
got
It's
It
no,
would
close.
have been
bro. It's a
nice. It would have been
touchdown, bro.
19,
The only
Well, let's say
19, 13.
touchdown. 7. That's 13 points
I
off the
say
board.
if it's 3, let's just say it's 9. Let's say that he had to. Let's say it was a bad pass and he caught it and failed, and they was able to catch up with him and touch him, and you don't score in the red zone. So I got you on that. Let's say it's 3, but he's so
Right.
open, bro. He could have failed and just rolled over a few times and
Yeah.
still scored, bro.
Yeah. So this is the 3rd and 7 here after the big play. Right? You got pretty much the same setup. Doubles over here, tight end, isolated receiver. This is the isolated receiver right here. Isolated receiver. You know, that seems to be a staple. The back tight ends, I mean, the tight ends in the backfield
This,
a little bit.
I'm gonna say this. The reason why he should have knew that this man right here, number 36, checking number 13, how he's looking in the back. He's already set up in zone. That ain't no man right there. He's in zone. You should already knew the way he was set up. See what I'm saying? If you're a man, you're not looking like that.
Yeah.
You're not looking like that majority of the time. The way he was set up would have let me already know I'm going to him, especially the route that he was running. All you had to do was look his way. I don't even know why he looked up the seam of the field.
Right.
Yeah, I'm with you, big son. That was terribly missed right there. And I ain't too hard on Driscoll. Driscoll's been okay, but that was horrible.
Yeah. And that's why another reason I'm glad we're doing film study this year, because
Great call from Kingsbury though. I ain't gonna hold
yeah, it was a great call. It was a great call.
Great call, bro.
Yeah.
Like I said, whoever said that was bland, you just like made me upset, and I ain't been upset all day.
That was, I mean, I just can't agree with the bland statement, because it's been pretty good. Definitely better than what we've had.
Pocket again, good.
Oh no,
hit
it looks like let's see. Did he hold the ball too long? Who's that on? Let's see what he got. Okay, everybody seemed to be covered. That might be a covered sack. Covered sack. Covered.
Get out of there. They gave you a lane.
Here.
Get it out and throw it away.
You got this guy here.
You got him.
Yeah, you got that's the dump off.
That's the dump off. You could have went to the dump
off. It don't
off.
even matter if you get 1 yard. You gotta get it out your hand.
You got to get it out your hands. You couldn't go to the dump off. It is an option. It is an option right here.
2 things. 1, he didn't drop back far enough so he could step up. And then they did get good pressure up the middle, so it was hard for him to step up. But that's what the drop off is for. That's why if the running back is in the backfield, you're not gonna get that pressure from the outside because it will help pick it up. So by him leaving, and you got to know he's leaving. You called the play.
Yeah, he leaked
out. That's
the
point of being a quarterback. You called the play, so you know he's leaving out. It's nothing in front of him that he can't get you 3 to 4, 5 yards. Plus, you don't have to take the sack. It's more important about not taking the sack. I don't care if you get no yards. You don't take the sack.
I agree. Totally. But you could have threw the ball at his feet right there.
Yeah, and it would have been incomplete. That was
incomplete.
And the lineman right here, that's right there by the right tackle, who's trying to stop the guy from coming around. This lineman did the wrong thing that's behind him. I don't know who that is. He did the wrong thing because that's already happening right there. Your job is to stay within that frame, because see, now your center or your left guard right there is getting beat. You need to stay in that frame and help that out. You can no longer, that's already done. You should have been stopped looking at that and looked around and see what else was collapsing.
I agree. You talking about right here, right? You talking about this guy right here?
You're supposed to pull to that left side and stop that man from coming. That hat is coming. You got to stop that hat what's happening right there. Your quarterback is going to step up. He's sensing the pressure already.
Your back should never be to the defense.
Thank you. You're wrong. You should never be in that fashion. That means you lost already.
If you look in that way, it's more than likely going to be a sack. If your back is to the defense, you have no idea what's going on, and you're not helping your team like that.
Exactly.
If you're beat you to the outside, you got to help with what's in front of you.
Yeah.
Good call again, Big Son. That is
that was a great call because he definitely should be blocking this guy here. He should be doubling him. That way, at least
he done. Well, not him, bro. When the play drop back like that, you see it's collapsing. You see what happened right there. You can turn around. You can look while you're in action. You see what's breaking down. You see that your center is getting bust right now.
That's what I'm talking about. The center.
So
you should help the center. That's what I'm talking about.
No, that ain't the center. The center is on the other side. I mean, not the center, but your left guard. Excuse me. I ain't meant to confuse y'all. Your left guard. You see your left guard getting bust right now.
Yeah.
So that's the hat that's coming over. Your center got it under control. So you need to shift yourself to the left side of that line to protect your quarterback. So when he step up, he got an outway. He come your way.
That's how I'm about to say. Wherever that man is, that's right at the Dolphin sign, right there in the middle, that's standing this man straight up. The guard that's turned around, that's in the backfield running with the tackle, trying to figure that out. He's got to help him, even though he's not beat, so that the quarterback has a lane to step up. That's what I was saying. I was like, he don't got to necessarily block the man like he need help, but he needs to step up so that when Driscoll sees this man coming around the corner that you got beat, that you were supposed to help with, but he obviously took the outside angle. You can't chase that no more, just like you said. So moving over to the left to help out what's already being there. One, you give him a passing lane because right there at the 40, that receiver is in front of that defender. You can make that pass right there if you got a lane to make it. If not, he's got a step-up lane where he can run the ball. You can't do that if you got your back to the defense. It's no way in the world as a lineman you should have your back to the defense. If you coach or you know somebody that plays football, never let them ever have their behind to the defense. And just no, you can't. No, it's gonna always be a sack. That's just I've never seen nothing good happen from that unless they're going to go recover a fumble.
I totally agree. I tell you, he has no business. He's in no man's land right now.
Yes,
this guy's in no man's land.
That's what you call it.
Yeah, and another thing is when you analyze the play, they in man on man. If he goes and make this block, Driscoll is probably still running.
Yep.
Because they in man on man. Yo, guys, you block your man. This guy, you block your man. You block your man. This guy's on here. You got a guy in front of you, a lead blocker. You got this guy away from the play. He could still be running.
Yeah.
Instead, you had a pocket collapse and you had a sack that you shouldn't have taken.
Mm-hmm. And I knew that was going to happen. You can see number 61 getting busted, getting bust. You know what I'm saying? Getting pushed right out the way, getting bust out the lane. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Look at 61. Boom.
Look.
And look, didn't I just talk about
he
this
got
guy?
Ball too.
Didn't I just talk about this guy? That's the guy I was talking about. Good Jones. I don't even know who this guy is. And look at him. Look at him out there getting mauled.
Yeah, he got mauled. He got mauled. Oh my goodness. Yeah, he got mauled.
Man.
Yeah, but you see how
be serving pancakes, Holmes. You out there serving crepes.
Hey, that boy. He beat that boy tail.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so let me add Good Jones to the cuts on my team. You get beat like that, you can't play for me. I'm sorry.
You know why I'm laughing, Vito? Because I gotta do the thing.
You can't make up for that.
Yeah.
For that.
Yeah.
I watched that happen to
Oh goodness.
Malik Washington a beast too.
Yeah,
but I'm with you, Vito.
Virginia.
Yeah, from Virginia. Yep.
They drafted well too. Mike McDaniels is he's a really good coach, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. I might, even though McVay has the Super Bowl ring, I might like him as a coach a little bit more.
McVay?
There may not be nobody smarter than McVay. And Kyle Shanahan's hand is up there too, and McVay is a genius. But Mike McDaniels is the coach he is, bro. It's the type of coach he is. I really mess with the type of coach he is. McVay is a football guy. He's more like your quarterback's best friend. But Mike McDaniels, I feel like, is a football guy. Like, I think everybody on the team wants to play for him. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about McVay for a defender. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like you play for him because again you want to be on a team where a coach can get you some points. But I feel like Mike McDaniels is the kind of guy that you want to play for. Period. Like it's like I will run through a wall for him.
Can you name the other 3 teams?
Yeah, I agree.
Here we go.
I agree. I think that when it comes to Mariota and McVay was on the sideline mic'd up, and I like this. And I just since we're talking about McVay, it's give me opportunity to bring that up. So, what we got here? Oh, he slips the pressure. That was a good play. All right, so McVay was mic'd up. McVay was mic'd up. They let him be mic'd up during the game as the coach, and it was real good, man. The clip was real good. I encourage everybody who's listening, as well as the guys, go watch that. It was a really good clip. He's commentating. He said, he was talking about who was he playing? I forgot who he was against. He was like, let's say it was Andy Reid. He was like, Andy Reid. He coming up with the no huddle, Andy Reid. I mean, he was really commentating though. So y'all got to see that. It was really entertaining. I'm not gonna lie. They let him be mic'd up during the game. They should do it all more often because you get to get into the minds of the coaches as they're coaching.
Yeah, that's cool.
I mean, you're gonna give up a lot of stuff in that. You're gonna give a lot of secrets in that.
Well, not when you listen to how McVay was doing it. McVay was basically just talking football. He was just talking football. Hey, this guy's going no huddle. Man, good play. Way to get back into play. Way to get back in at 36. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Just general football.
Yeah, they probably let him go off mic for certain things. Or, you know what I'm saying? He probably got a button to go quiet on certain jumps.
Yeah.
61 yards given away to Mike White now.
Mike White came in there and was lighting it up.
Mike White is good. Western Kentucky.
Starter.
I scouted him heavy when he came out.
That's what I'm saying. All 3 of their quarterbacks have started in NFL games.
Yeah.
So it's not like none of it. Like they're not playing as like backup. I mean, played as starters.
Reed.
Jeremy Reed.
About time.
The coach was probably giving them an earful.
Wow.
That's real. They probably had. They probably was.
I've given them
I want to go back to see who was the edge, though. Somebody gave up the edge here. Oh, he's getting doubled on his edge. Yeah,
he was getting held. Somebody got held too.
Right here. It seemed like he's getting doubled. Yeah, he is getting doubled. This guy,
the cornerback, got held too on the outside.
So this guy, I don't know if he took a wrong angle, but I don't like the position he's in right here. I don't know if he took a wrong angle. Did he take
he's actually in a good position. He should have been able to van down on him.
Block on the edge. That combo block on the edge it made for the bad angle. Like if it was a one-on-one, it would have been him taking on the blocker. So it would have been able to seal the edge, like riding it down. No pause. But by double teaming the end, the angle that the edge guy got, he's got to be fast enough to make the play in the backfield. Miami has fast linebackers, fast run. So this is not the average running back speed that you're going to see in the league. So it may have been a good play on the average team, but because they got speedier backs, it was a bad angle.
Right.
The linebacker that was vamping down, though, he got the best angle. He should have had him.
He's probably got to dive just to cause like a little trip up or something like that. But at the same time, you don't want to dive and get in the player's way.
Yeah.
That gentleman was Sean Taylor at Pro Bowlish.
It looked just like the punt.
That gentleman was Sean Taylor at Pro Bowlish.
Yes.
When he hit that kicker. That looked just like when he hit that kicker.
Yep. Man. It looked just like the punt. I mean the punt, the fake punt. The fake punt. He tried to fake.
Oh yeah, when he hit the punter. When the punt.
And that time.
And I'm gonna tell y'all, okay, just for the Redskin fans, I'm gonna tell y'all what the coolest thing about that play was. The punter got up and shook Sean Taylor's hand after that.
Yeah,
that was the coolest play to me. I mean, coolest thing about the play to me was how the punter reacted after getting hit like that.
Yeah, he gave much respect, which was due. Look at the holes. Didn't I tell y'all? I told y'all. Wow.
Yeah,
Good God Almighty.
yeah. He just collapsed. He just collapsed. He's like, this play is over, baby. Oh my god. This play is over. I'm gonna tell you now. This play is over.
I mean, he had to do that after getting ran over himself earlier.
Y'all know what that was, right?
That
That's
was
the general
frustration. That's what
90
that
on
was.
95 bad and pow.
Yeah, hey.
I'm
Golly.
surprised he held on to the ball though the way he got
You
hit
just
first.
be. Oh,
Who was
man,
that?
who did
Reeves,
that?
and then he gave up the play. How you gonna give up the play after that hit? Come on, Reeves. You just up and down, boy. You like the stock market, man.
I ain't made a tackle. He shot him from the first down.
You can't let him make that catch, though. Look. Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, he learned that line antelope antelope style I was talking about. Grab him and wrap him up.
Yeah. So Jeremy Reeves has had a pass caught on him. He's missed 2 tackles. I mean, this is just not his best game today.
Nah. Sidebar real quick, and not that, we covering that. I wait till that game over.
Yeah.
Another real
We got the 3rd and 1 here for the Dolphins. And I'm gonna see what we doing here on defense. Okay, so as we bring a blitz, let me see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 men in coverage, which means you're bringing 6. You're bringing 6 on the line.
Somebody should have got home.
Yeah.
Oh no, not what they calling.
That was a good
Smart
call.
play by the James.
Great call.
And that's Malik. Look like. Yeah, that's Malik.
That was a great call. He called the perfect call.
Oh, that wasn't Malik.
That was the perfect call, to be honest, for that play. That was the perfect call.
Uh-oh.
And this is why I say that
Got some laundry on the field.
How our defense played games specifically because every quarterback face has been a starting quarterback in the end.
Right.
Yeah, but think about it like this though too. If Mike McDaniels is pulling this out in preseason, imagine what he got for the regular season.
I mean, we've seen that. Like I ain't gonna hold you. Anytime you have the number one, it's not been. I can't really name it, and we have to go look it up. If I'm number one offense long time, and not to say that you don't go back to back in top 5.
Oh, he caught it too. Who'd he beat?
This guy
broke up right there, Vito.
Sometimes you just get.
You know what I'm saying? And that means I feel like people are going to stop them. I just think that some.
Repeat that for me because you kind of broke up a little bit.
I said that I don't believe, and we have to check this. I don't believe that there has been a consistent, consecutive, number one offense in the NFL. Like, I don't know the last time that a team went number one in offense back to back. Maybe the greatest show on turf, maybe, but I it's been a long time. And do I think they're not going to be in the top 3 or top 5? Heck no. They got Tyreek Hill and they got Mike McDaniels. But I think that they showed a lot last year. They showed a lot of their hand. And doesn't mean that he's not creative, create some other things, But
38. 38 is who got beat.
Mismatches the same way, and some teams have improved that we may see some differences with that. But this again, even still, Leo, with what you said about how much he's put out in this game, imagine what he's got for the regular season. If we're saying vanilla with the number one offense in the league, I still think that we only gave up 1 touchdown this game.
Yep.
No, you're absolutely right.
That's Woods.
Yeah, he got beat.
That's the guy that they just signed, right?
Yeah.
Woods.
Yeah,
Woods, you gone.
He got beat bad too.
I would like to say that I predict that it's going to be a lot of these plays that may happen during the season as well. A lot of big plays, but not touchdown plays like they was last year. But just big plays over the top. Because if they're going to use Jeremy Reeves in the run game or closer to the box, you're going to have a lot of situations where one safety, where cornerbacks are going to have to be able to, play those zones or play those areas in the
Yeah.
one-on-one situation. So it'd be interesting to see how some of this works.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Do
And
you,
again,
do you do you think Jeremy Reeves might be in jeopardy of being cut with the player Tyler and Hampton?
No, you don't
nah,
let go of old special teamer for what they're doing on defense, defensive back. You're playing him because you really don't have another free safety outside of Forrest and and oh man, who's the starter right now?
You talking about Butler?
Uh, no, not
chin,
Butler.
chin, chin.
You got Chin,
Quan
Forrest.
Martin.
Yeah, Martin. There you go. You got Quan Martin, and Quan Martin's played a decent amount, but you don't really have a lot of extra free safety. So I feel like that's why Reeves may be playing some right here. I would have liked to see Forrest some more, but I'm not sure what the update is on him yet either.
Nah, he good. He good. I think that they're gonna run a lot of free safety sets.
Okay.
Yeah,
Again, I
so
would have
that's
liked to
kind of
see
what
him
they
on
were
the
saying.
field though, because we let it. But again, this is if his evaluation is more about playing like the 38s, what I'm saying. And again, we can't fault Miami for who they're trying to attack. They're not really going at the like. It's not like you say, hey, when we play you guys, go at our rookies so we can see what I got with our rookies. We don't necessarily want to let your other guys show that they're good early and that you can use them either. So we
Right.
might not necessarily be attacking some guys right now. We'll wait till the regular season if you put these guys on the field to maybe go at them or something like that. So
Right. No, I agree. Totally.
again, how 13 was wide open on that passing play. Like maybe it was told to Dressel to just go up top and try something downfield. And
Right.
if that's the read, that's cool. But also, coaches' jobs, like I said, is to look at film and look at what opportunities we have when we see the same defensive looks. So, in practice, I'll tell you, hey, if the line gives you this much time, you need to make sure you check that crossing route before you make that pass downfield. Or if there's three defenders going to the deep part of the field, you don't even look there. You automatically go to that crossing route and see if you can get it.
I agree. Yeah, I totally agree. So what we got here is a 2nd and 10 from inside the 20-yard line for Miami. They're in like a spread set. Nobody in the backfield. Oh my goodness. Jamin Davis. That was the Jamin Davis play. I already know who made it. And honestly, that's a good sign.
Yes.
That is a great sign. Look at Dan Quinn, happy for him, man.
The work paying off.
Yeah. Yep. Jamin Davis totally beat his man. Look at that. Yeah, he couldn't block him. He couldn't block a man on man. Redskins jump on it.
That was Hampton right there. Looked like
That's who got the return. I mean the recovery.
he got in there. He tried to.
That's what's up. And it's good to see Dan Quinn
They
happy
were
about it,
Forrest on
man.
the sideline. He was just hopping past Forrest. Forrest was on the sideline right there.
And again, that's a red zone stop. That's a money down.
You know what, Vito? Good point. 2 red zone stops down there in the second half.
Hell of a point.
And this is a complete stop because you got a turnover.
Yep.
They ain't even get a chance to kick the field goal.
The field goal, yep. So you had 2 turnovers in the red zone.
Nah, they got three. They stopped them on that long run so that Owen stopped them from scoring, and they got 3 right there. But they got a turnover in this red zone attempt.
Okay. All right, now this is the time where Trace McSorley came in the game. So he had a quarter and 2 minutes virtually to do his thing. And in the first snap, of course, he had trouble with it. Him and the center never really worked before.
Well, let's get to our move of the game. It's brought to you by the Totally Group, now selling Marina Landings. And let's go back. How about this? Back to 1988.
Looks like South Bend to me.
That's it. That's Tom Brady in Michigan. Up
You
against
know.
Notre Dame. You know what number 98
So
is?
I mean,
The
it's a
Dolphins
lot.
defensive
It's a
coordinator,
lot, but
Anthony Weaver.
nonetheless,
Huge Notre Dame fan growing up. He was a
I
freshman
think
in that
that
game.
18-year-old freshman.
as they show highlights of the
And in
old
the
time,
first
right? I think
half,
Trace
as they get to
McSorley,
McSorley
so he
down the
got
coast,
sacked on the second play.
in the first half, Anthony Weaver said, I was
They
in
wasn't
the
really
side, so I was lined up
Miami
against
wasn't
the
really
line
getting
of
off
scrimmage.
sack wise until he
Had a
came in the
fumble
game.
recovery in the
If
second
y'all
half
noticed
Notre
that.
Dame.
And it's
And I
not to
thought
knock him.
Notre
It's
Dame
just that he didn't know the playbook, this, that, and the other. They sort of knew he didn't know the playbook, I feel like, and just kind of did some things that they normally wouldn't do.
Michigan State, they got blown out.
Yeah,
Welcome
but
to
he said
football.
he grew up a huge Notre Dame fan. He's a devout Catholic, and he said that when he
Right about that.
Trace McSorley is back to pass on this one. He had a clean pocket.
He had a clean pocket, and he had an open man in the middle of the field that was sitting there just waiting,
Oh yeah, he was. He was.
just
Yep.
sitting waiting,
Good
just
call. Oh
sitting
my
waiting.
goodness, big son.
He was
Good
just hoping
call.
and
Good
wishing
call.
Well,
and
it was a
wishing
3rd and 7,
and
so I
hoping.
trying to go for the first down. But yes, he did have a man open in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
I mean, and as long as he had it, the man in the middle was more open because he had space.
Yep. Yep.
the priest.
And he tried to make the tough throw. But that man was open on the comeback route. That's a tough
He
throw to
was.
make.
He was. That was the right route to go to. Meaning because of he had some space, but you got to get him the ball. You got to execute the play.
But again, now if anything, if I'm gonna be tough on the offense, I will say that in the last couple of weeks, if you count that drive right there, whenever we are stopped or there's a penalty on first down or there's a sack early in the drive, I would like to see us be able to retract that bad start and make sure that we get a first down to restart the drive. We've had to punt 2 weeks in a row in that situation.
I agree. I agree. Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree with that.
Like when everything's working well, But when those things, give you the bumpy start, or you got that 1st and 15, or 1st and 20, 1st and 25, or 2nd and 13, or 2nd and 15, like how do you make plays to make sure that you get that first down or get yourself in a situation you can make a manageable play for a first down?
Right. Right. Right.
Been with Baltimore.
Trace McSorley, and it's nothing against him. We get it. We know what you are up against, meaning time-wise, study-wise, all of that. We get it. However, we still got to evaluate you like any other player. That's the unfortunate part. Now they got doubles. They got one wide receiver isolated over there.
That kind of a scheme, something like that. It's
Nice hit.
Big hit right there.
Jeremy Reeves.
Quite a good delivery to Snead, who made the catch. He does pop back up.
When you have that, you have a team, force a team to drive down the field, and you're a smart football team. Once they make that mistake, you pounce on it, and that's what you talk about stats and defense, and I think that
Yeah.
would tell you.
Oh, just so y'all know, if y'all don't, we wearing the black uniforms versus the preseason. I mean, versus the Patriots.
Oh, okay, in the last preseason game, yeah, wear them nasty uniforms in the preseason. Don't wear them in the right.
Kind of a trademark of what he's done.
Nah, they different.
Oh, are they?
They're a little bit different. They're still black with the yellow, but it's a little bit different than the first ones.
Yeah, they need to do something with them black. I don't like them black jerseys. I don't like the Steelers look. I just the eye look.
He goes to the sideline. Snead came to the Dolphins sideline.
I think you
And
should do.
I'm not sure how much.
I think we should have had
Leo, but not just to add a little shout out to you and Big Son for popping off with the Tyler Owens. He is practicing with the starters this week.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's what's up.
Okay.
Walking on that
Y'all heard that first here on the Nature Sports Podcast. You know what I'm saying? Giving
What
it to you.
position exactly would he be practicing?
It's safety.
That was a good play. I don't know who got the pressure. That was KJ Henry. Good play, KJ Henry.
Getting in there with the
At safety?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been listening to some of the mic'd up. I don't know
Some
if I
Tiger.
can find it, but I've been listening to the mic'd up practice. I see Mike Sanderfield joint, and I see Jahan Dotson joint.
Okay.
So very interesting watches. Very interesting watches, both of them.
Him and Skylar Thompson, when you go in the huddle and you look at a guy and you call a play, and you look over and the guy's eyes are kind of spinning around. You go, well, I can't throw it to him because he doesn't know what he's doing. And so
Yeah,
you gotta go to the
so
second
you
guy.
know,
So it's a
I mean,
tough situation.
I think that's
Like,
good though for the joint
you
practices, the mic'd up
really can't
practices.
chance to
It's
play
good to
with
get for
all
you to
these
get to
players
know
that
who the
Tyler
player
has
really
with
is. You know, he
Tua
out there
has.
with the guys, the
So I'm
fellas, you know, so you get a
assuming
taste of all of
you're
that. So
right.
go watch
That
that when you
next
get a
week is
chance.
gonna
Make sure
be
you go
probably the
subscribe
bulk of the
to
plays.
Studio Runners
Whoever
on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to Score the Fight on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to The Nature Show, The Nature DC on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, wherever we at. Studio Runners on The Nature. Good pass. Good pass. Mike White, man, throwing some, you know, he got some gems.
Some time to throw that one.
That was some gems. That was a gem right there. So y'all make sure y'all subscribe, man. Subscribe at The Nature DC. That's on Instagram. And so make sure y'all just subscribe, man. Follow us so y'all can get this good football before this season start. Take this whole week and get locked in, man. That's all you got to do. Get locked in.
And 56 yards.
That was a Mike White with the fake handoff, throws it again, another completion. That's like 5 straight completions for Mike White. How y'all feel about that on the defensive side?
I don't like it, but it's late in the game. Mike White, like Vito said, Mike White has, you know, starter level since he's been in the league. You know, not necessarily a starter, but you know, he's started games. He's been in the league for a long time.
Absolutely. That's the end of the third. That's the end of the third. That's the end of the third. So for me, what stood out in that third for me is the stops in the red zone. I'm sorry. They did a magnificent job at that. They almost in the red zone again. Miami get the ball first and it's getting the fourth on the 29-yard line. They approaching the red zone again. Look, and a sack. Big play. Who was that? That was KJ Henry? Okay, you got Ridgeway.
On that Washington line.
Woods.
Got in there from the secondary.
That was a great play, man.
Had to pick up that guy and just let him run free right by him. He's trying to get out of the pattern and just.
That was a great play.
Woods trying to show back up because Woods had that bad play. That was a great play he made, though. In the midst of all of that, he made that bad play on that deep pass. Way to come back. He's showing Owens right there. Owens back deep. Playing Oh, they had him at strong. That wasn't him back deep. They had him at strong.
Oh, okay.
Owens about to put somebody on the stretcher on that one.
He's the one guy out there that's still playing at the level he should be playing. He doesn't look like he's tired. You know, he's still getting this.
So Miami's going to kick the field goal to try to make the 16 to 6 ball game.
Pretty impressive, even with this group out there.
And a tough play on the sack for the fumble with White. Man got inside on him, but hey, he had a lot of experience in these preseason games. And Dolphins all rave about him. Sanders misses.
He missed the
and
kick.
it's no good.
He missed the kick. Hey, I guess we ain't the only one with kicking problems. Straight up. We are not the only one with kicking problems, man. Shout out to everybody out there listening to the Nature Sports Podcast, bringing you the Washington football team and the Miami Dolphins, man. Just a little bit of film watch, you know. Get y'all the first half on Major Mondays. We're going to hit y'all with the second half on Workhorse Wednesdays.
Ooh, I like the play design. Even though it did nothing, I like the play design.
I liked it. Let's take a peek. Take a quick peek. Fake the handoff out to the outside. Maybe that's a play where if he makes
go
one
go back. You gotta see the full development. Go back. Boom.
Daniel's team up by 7. We saw Patrick Paul, the Dolphins on the
Okay, he fakes the handoff up the middle. Throws the screen.
That he got to beat that man. Why would you try to go outside? What are you doing? You should have went inside.
Yeah. Yeah, who's that? That's Tinsley, right?
Man,
18 is Tinsley.
you gone, bro.
Oh man, harsh.
Tinsley, Cashmere. I don't know, man. I don't know what's gonna be Jack Saint or Davis.
They just gave Tinsley a contract, so
Amazing to see that support. You know, I've been seeing people like
I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's true.
every single day, like tweeting out and like tweeting at me. You know, it's not a lot. Me up, so it's really
He said it's not a lot.
Nah, I'm just being. I mean, you know, it's under $1 million. Obviously, they see us.
Hey,
Knocks, they were able to see
it
a little
is
bit
what
behind
it
the
is.
scenes, but you know, just kind of share the experience with them because you know they're here supporting us every single game, so it's only right that we give them a little taste of what it's like.
So how was the first week of practice for you?
So this is McSorley.
It was really
McSorley.
just getting back on the field.
I mean, I think he had like one drive, maybe two. I think his first 4 drives were like 3 and out. And then he got acclimated and he started to move the ball a little bit. I do not think they put up any points though under McSorley.
You're not on the field to like truly build that bond. Once you get on that field, sweat with them, bleed with them, that's when you really start to build that closeness.
I got to ask you about Chop Robinson. Obviously, we got to see him in action today.
Yeah, the defense gave him drive after drive. I believe so.
How did his first half go? And were you upset he didn't do the Chop celebration when he got the backfield?
Nah, because it's a TFL.
It was Cole Turner in on the tackle.
We just gotta wait
Yeah.
on that, but I mean, Chop he's been doing amazing. He's been doing all the right things.
Okay.
He played really well out there.
I mean, I guess they just gonna talk to Slim the whole,
Right,
you know what I'm saying, the
Yeah,
whole full quarter. Come on, man.
Fourth quarter at Hard Rock Stadium, Dolphins have a 13-6 lead. Mike White continues in
Hard Rock Stadium, like the Hard Rock Cafe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every day out there at Dolphins camp practice. So well deserved there from Jalen.
All right, he's in pistol. Miami's in pistol. Another pitch.
Had to come on at running back.
Those ain't gonna work. I don't. Yeah, that ain't gonna work.
And no room there.
But, you know, you talk
Who's
That's
that? KJ
Fowler.
Henry Gimpy?
No, that's Fowler.
Oh, that's Fowler.
This guy's
Uh-oh.
a class act from day one.
Oh, man.
Uh-oh.
Harris for Washington, D lineman.
It's all right. You'll be
So
all right.
they tend to him. We will take a timeout. 12 and a half to go.
Yeah, that's just one of them. I had to walk it off joints. You know what I'm saying? Let me walk this joint off. All right, Quinn. Out with your teammate. I mean, out with your player, huh, Quinn? Out there with your player.
Touchdown. And every time we've seen him,
Tua was 5 for 5 and a
he's
touchdown.
joking around with his guys. He's going over and talking to the other quarterbacks. He just looks so comfortable as the leader of his team.
He's a complete different guy than what he was when he first walked into the building here. And it's been a couple years and
You got
learning, and you know, he's got
nobody in the backfield. Quick man in motion.
He's been criticized
Sean Blitz, they actually blitzed
Sack,
a couple of
another
guys.
sack. Another sack. I think that this second team for Miami, or third team, wherever they at, they can't block this front four of Washington.
Nah.
And you know, the kind of a so.
Not at all. And I like to see who that front four consists of, though. Like really get the lineage of that line right there. What they doing on that third string? Because them boys out there balling.
Yeah.
Maybe I can't do that.
Yeah. You got a man in motion for Miami on a 3rd and 17. No way.
He talks about Mike.
Keandre Jones tried to get at that. It looked like him. Yeah, that's Keandre Jones, number 90.
Yeah. So Miami will punt on this one. That's another 3 and out, man. This defense, at least in the second half, has done something that we don't do often. Well, not since Del Rio. Del Rio had his moments in the second half, so I ain't gonna even do that.
And Don Strock and some of those guys out there that did
I'm gonna give credit where credit due. Credit is due.
It's a
Del Rio had some nice moments in the second half.
It's a 3-point second half.
Right, that's what I'm saying too.
But I think the comfort level, the the trust between the three of those guys that they're all heading in the
still a
right
one possession game.
And
It was a one possession game for majority of the game.
that the team is committed to him has really made a big difference in what he is and what his role is.
Now this is tough to see.
Look like he's trying to run on a hammy. Hold.
Holding that right leg. He
Yeah.
is in pain.
Yeah, he bite.
Might be hammy. He threw the helmet down. Yeah, that might be hammy.
Yeah.
Camp last week, and now he limps over to that Dolphin sideline. Second round pick.
Pig is out the blanket.
Yeah.
That.
Training camp for him, certainly after last year. And
I would have liked to see McSorley get something though, points wise, other than field goals. I will say that.
I mean, I'd like to see him give. I think his rhythm would be next. I mean, much better than what it was this week.
Right.
You know, because I believe Harper coming back this week. I didn't see nothing about him still being injured or anything, so I believe he'll be back this week as well.
Yeah.
Hartman had a good showing though.
He did.
His last time out, you know, led to a score, so that's always good.
No, definitely. So Washington, McSorley drops back the pass. Oh, this was the deep pass. It was.
Ooh, Davis. Was that Davis?
That was. I think it said Green.
Oh, Green.
Great. Yeah.
Man, how you drop that thing? Oh, you was getting held. That's why he got held.
Yeah.
But that you still touch your hand.
You gotta flop sometime, man. You got to flop sometime. You got to flop.
Bryant. That was Martavius Bryant. So he got the flag. He got the penalty. He would have big.
Good call. Good call, Raps. Good call.
Does
What'd you say, Vito?
is he what a bigger receiver does?
Yeah. Instant karma to the defense.
Yep.
Trying to make the most of opportunities. Of course, you had the safeties, Javon Holland, Jordan Poyer did not play tonight. Getting some chances. Johnson again with the tackle. Colbert came up. Allen.
Another player down.
Vandenberg. That's tough to see because he got shaken up last year. And remember,
Another man hurt on the stretcher.
Season with a knee injury. And last week he had one of these.
Somebody put them boys on the bar. Them boys are shook up. They drinks right now.
Yeah.
They no more good.
They
margaritas.
Oh yeah. But this the end of the game. It seemed like every other play somebody going down.
Mostly in college as well.
Them niggas just tired.
That's what I think.
That's what that Miami Heat do to you. Oh my goodness.
Kashmir Allen with the fumble. First turnover of the night.
Yeah, Kashmir. I just said you was done. Now you done.
Yeah, he done that.
Yeah. McCall, you saw it, low. Done it all. You done. You done it all. You fumbled on punt return. You fumbled on running back. You fumbled on wide receiver. Done. You done it all. So low, you out of here.
It's interesting to see that we're in the regular season.
He's going to be excellent in the XFL.
Oh, y'all sent him to the XFL?
Yeah, he go.
Just play call wise, I'm interested.
He gonna play with the Cougars like Jimmy Moreland.
I'm just being real, bro. He's gonna be excellent in the XFL.
He should go try out for the Defenders.
Yeah, I mean, the Defenders definitely need somebody like him. He might win like MVP. He might be explosive in the XFL.
Yeah, I think that fumble might have sealed his fate.
Yeah, bro.
Who could y'all see you running that play in the regular season?
In the Crowder, well, no, not Crowder. In the regular season, he was in the backfield, right?
Yeah.
That's a good question because we don't have Curtis
The
Samuel
kid.
no more. Thanks
The
to
kid.
Dan Quinn. I don't
I can see
know. That's a good question though, Vito.
the kid.
Zacchaeus. I said the kid.
That's probably all you got.
There's a lot of potential.
What about McCaffrey?
They're going to be around.
Could McCaffrey do that? Yes, McCaffrey could too.
Yeah.
Special teams here.
Yeah.
The latter part of
So yeah,
Crowder doing that. Any return guy might be able to make.
yeah.
but that'll be
Yeah.
a process for them. But
Yeah, I'm
I
not
didn't want
saying
to say
Crowder
I
couldn't do
didn't
it.
want to say Crowder because Crowder was like the obvious person. So that's why I did go with that's why I didn't go with him. I said Zacchaeus. Potentially if Zacchaeus make the team, he could do that.
Sometimes and here,
And Zacchaeus might be dangerous on something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be real. If you put Austin Eckler out there and let Austin Eckler do something like that, that might be something special too.
That's true. Eckler is a running back, but yeah, that's a good one. And honestly, I'm gonna tell you what was most impressive about Eckler for me this preseason is
Somebody else gimpy.
that's what I'm saying.
Dumb.
End of the game, fourth quarter Gimp. The fourth quarter Gimp.
Dang, come on, ref. What was that? It wasn't holding. Ref, you can't take the man and then
I
do what
think
you do like
honestly,
that in the backfield.
I think they faking it. They like, look, man, I ain't about to pull no hamstring out this. I'm hurt. Come get me. It's another punt for Miami, man. Miami went 3 and out on 3 straight drives.
That's what I was saying, man. This
I feel
defense
like
really catered to the offense.
I think defense we're gonna be very, very competitive.
Hey guys, time for that Baptist Health practice report. And
We know that Joe Witt is demanding
University at the
competitiveness. We know that much. If nothing else, Joe Witt is demanding them to be competitive, and he's going to, if nothing else.
No, but I'm saying I think that's where we're gonna be competitive at, like throughout the whole year. We're gonna be competitive on within positions. We're gonna be competitive within games. I think we're gonna be really competitive on the defensive side. If you think about all the talent we got on the defensive side, it's crazy.
They go out and execute the standard.
Yeah, I agree.
You think about like just even in our linebacker room right now, you know what I'm saying? If you add like let's say McGee, he don't make the 53 initially because of he's injured. So boom, he out to the side, right? But you think about Fowler is a good linebacker.
Mike is going to test these guys.
Then you think about Jamin Davis is a decent linebacker. Then you think about Louisville and of course Wagner.
I agree. We got we are down to the I think the 17-yard line.
So you go back to these 4 practices in a row. He wanted to stress
They got the doubles on one side, twin receivers, and then the isolated man. They do got that. I'm gonna say this, even though it was a stupid comment as far as what he said about it being blamed. The analogy was right. We do have our isolated receiver almost on every play.
To top it off, and so he wanted to put those guys in that.
I mean, like, even if we do have an isolated receiver on every play, can our isolated receiver beat that one-on-one coverage?
Right.
So what? It's an isolated receiver.
Very happy with the way they reacted.
You could beat the coverage.
Look at how much is being created in all the other positions. I mean, in all the other parts of the field with that. And once you get caught up in what's going on in all those parts of the field, that isolated receiver is going to get his 12 to 1,500 yards.
Yep.
Right now.
Projected.
Isolate Terry McLaurin all year if you want.
Somebody who's been saying double coverage the last 4 years.
Think that you're going to cover him with one guy all year, all you want. He's going to eat up that one-on-one coverage.
But that's what I said. This is potentially the first year that he gets a chance not to see double coverages all game.
Yeah.
That Dolphins secondary.
Yeah, I agree with that part.
Second down and 12 after that Washington.
You got a second and 12 after the penalty.
Like by week 10, if we can have 4 or 500-yard receivers plus, like that'd be lit.
Got some depth there at that cornerback.
Yeah, I agree with
Isaiah
that.
Johnson has really had a nice night tonight.
I totally agree with that.
That's a good ball right there, and that's a completion.
That's a good throw.
Jumped up.
That's a good throw by McSorley.
St. Thomas High School, University of Georgia.
That was a good throw.
St. Jack made the catch. He likes that. 27 yards.
Yeah, that was a good play.
Yeah.
Maitre got in to make that tackle on Jones, the rookie out of USC.
Yeah, slipped inside.
Okay, McSorley.
Wrap him up around the ankles. That's a good play.
Okay, McSorley.
That's getting jacked up.
Fans are making some noise. Those left. Final preseason game at home. The only road one is next Friday night.
Oh man, no. See, I don't know. He was free. It was free men everywhere. They got that man tore up. But that's because he don't know his protection. Let me see. I don't know though. They brought blitz. Y'all bringing blitz though, Miami? What is it? 7 minutes left in the fourth of a preseason game?
For a quarterback who ain't even practiced with us.
Right. Y'all bringing blitz? That was a little cheap. That was a little bit cheap.
I told you, I said it before, I'll say it again. There are other teams more worried about what we building than I think we are. I think our fan base is not saying that we shouldn't be hard on each other at some point in time, but I think our fan base sometimes, or at least our media, is harder on us than what even other teams are projecting. Look at what they're doing in a preseason game. It's the second preseason game, matter of fact. It's not even the final one. How do you evaluate your players if all you're doing is blitzing? You don't know if you can cover. You don't know if you can tackle in the open field. You're just rushing the quarterback who hasn't played. Great job. I don't mind it. You know what I'm saying? But it's just something small to point out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fortunately for him, he got injured.
Yeah. That was brutal to me, though. That's good defense. I just think the blitzing was a little extra. You know, for this stage in the game.
Guys that Anthony Weaver talked about, McMorris, the safety.
For this stage in the game, I think that was a little bit extra. If you ask me.
Washington will get another opportunity on a return.
So we was both going 3 and out, but to Vito's point, we had a quarterback who had never played with us. And really had no opportunity to even learn the playbook or nothing. So we're expected to go 3 and out a few times, not them.
Takes a shot after he was already down. The flag does come in on that. Washington pops up. That's a late hit.
You know, these plays,
Stupid
like
penalty.
This punt right here, you know, your fans are in the stand just watching it, but to those guys down on the field, it's an opportunity to make the football team. All these guys out here, their chances to make the football team are on special teams. So every special team snap they've got to give it everything they've got, no matter how tired they are. And
yeah, man.
You know, with the play, if you're going to be a special teams guy.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 57, the kicking team.
Yeah, that's the second penalty on him today, though. 57, that's the second penalty on him today. That's a lot.
Washington. You can see clearly down and
yes, second penalty on him.
Shot afterwards by Pittman. By the way, a Cam
Pittman.
update. He's got that right leg wrapped.
What y'all think on Pittman? What you got on Pittman? Y'all want to keep him, cut him?
Limped off the field for the Dolphins.
We talked about Malik Washington earlier. Doesn't want to.
Name was heard a lot today, not in a bad way.
And every opportunity he can get. Tough guy.
Yeah, he's made some plays. I can't take that from him.
You know, they said no to him that time. They've got Hartley in there.
And again, like I said, I wanted to see people stand out in that locker room space. That's just a name that has today.
That's good defense for Castro Fields.
White had him for a moment. Castro Fields in coverage, and Harley could not hold on.
That's good defense for Castro Fields. I'm not even about to front. That was great defense by Castro Fields.
Yeah, taking a look here, Bo, at Harley with that nice move once he saw White getting free.
Yep. Makes the break season coming out of the corner eye and just takes it down the field. Nice look.
That was great
Mike
defense.
Harley had 182 catches at Miami.
Player downfield, number 70 offense. The Tony is declined. Second down.
Also got a penalty that was taken away. So Harley, when you talk about all those great Hurricane wide receivers, nobody had more receptions than he did.
That's surprising. All the guys that have come through there.
Time with the Cleveland Browns. Dolphins picked him up here in training camp. He knows this field well.
Tyreek Hill running down there to give him a little something. Give him, come on, you can do it.
Yes, indeed. So let's fast forward here.
Season, but
who was that was hurt?
Really don't need to. I would think
Saint something.
Season, but there's some guys that really don't need to. I would think
72. 72 was hurt.
100% probably would have gotten a few snaps in this game.
Yeah. But Mike, he talked about at least getting his starters. He wanted to get them some live action. He didn't want them to go into game one when Jacksonville rolls into town without having.
Yes, indeed. Oh, so Miami got Jacksonville opening week. Boy, they make it easy on them, don't they?
He just wanted to get some.
Nah, that's
that's an easy game.
That's you right. Y'all right.
I don't think that's an easy game at all.
Y'all right.
They've gotten their hits in, and they'll be ready to get back to the.
I gotta agree.
Speed of the game.
Don't they got Brian Thomas?
No, I think they do. Yeah, they drafted him over us.
They got him.
Get by Castro Fields, who came up with a tackle.
Yeah, Castro Fields having a good. This is one of his better games. I think I've seen him play in the Redskin jersey, preseason or not.
Bro, it's third string.
I get it, but still, he's been beat up by them too. He usually get lit up by them too.
Mm.
I do see progression. Is all I'm saying, more than anything.
Now 3rd and 8, 6:20 to go.
There is some progression there.
We'll see where that progression go.
There you go. They going at him. They going at him every play. He holding up.
Just try to get it out there, see if maybe you could squeeze.
They done went to him 4 straight times. No completions. We gotta give him credit.
I know he's tired. I can't even see his neckline. I mean, he's breathing hard at the shoulder.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, they threw the ball at him 4 straight times. They had, and this is another punt. So they really haven't. They didn't do anything offensively late in this game, and I think that counts to me. That counts for something. At least your defense is progressing.
Yeah, it counts for a lot. That's what I said was one of the most impressive things to me out of the defense. Just kept on putting them boys off the field, giving the offense a chance in one quarter.
Yeah, I like that.
He's a football player. Had the injury last year. Everyone knows about the Achilles.
I definitely like that. I think that's I think it was overlooked this weekend. I saw a lot of people talk a lot of stuff about the game, but not too many people talking about how well the defense played.
And he's not just a football player. He's already a community activist.
Yes, they did have their bad plays, but overall they played well.
And just doing all the things. And then while he was dealing with that Achilles tendon, working his way back. I don't know if you've seen the pictures of.
I think people's expectation is that they don't have no worries on the defense. I think the defense is going to be all right. So that's why they keep on trying to find every little knick-knack they can about the offense.
I can agree with that.
Which is unfair. Which is unfair to Cliff because although Cliff had Kyler Murray, Cliff didn't have a Jaden Daniels. So you can't grade what he did with Kyler Murray,
Impressive guy,
what he's going to do with Jay Daniels. That's totally unfair to him.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I agree.
You know,
It
if
ain't.
he
I
doesn't
don't think it's
get
totally
involved.
unfair.
He's
I don't think it's totally unfair. But what you're saying is right. For one, to me, as a quarterback, because of the height difference.
in Jalen Phillips.
Mm-hmm.
So I can agree with you on that one.
A couple times during the offseason.
Yeah, he got the blitz. They blitzing. They still blitzing.
With the guy that he is.
They still blitzing.
Got in there for a sack. One of his fellow linebackers. Hey, Jalen likes that celebration. Chubb likes it.
I don't get it.
Okay.
I don't get it.
Like what? An 8 out of 10?
I don't get it.
Tindall got one last week. Got another one. Jalen's got his little dance there. Tindall 2 sacks in 2 games.
I don't know. I don't know what type of celebration they be coming up with now with that. That look real sus. I'm gonna just say it. I'm gonna just say it. I'm saying.
This one will take a bounce.
Yeah, I'm definitely
inside the 30.
Oh.
Bounces off, but pursued by the Commanders, and they take him down to the 26 yard line.
Not going to go down easy, right?
Yeah, this is just, I don't know.
Washington, not the biggest guy, but those yards after catch.
Yeah, I don't know.
Another guy of 4.47 40.
Yeah,
They worked through that one. They came in there flying.
And it certainly appears like he's
put a hat on something.
Spot on this
right.
Right.
Commanders
player.
Right.
Up, we've had a number of Dolphins shaken up in this game. We saw, Brooks and Vandenberg at times, Cam Smith as well, and some others.
Yeah, we're not sure with Craycraft. We haven't seen him on the sideline back again.
No.
Now with the trickle on the outside.
Like I said, that training room tomorrow, you're gonna have to take a number to get in that hot tub.
Yep.
Get the doctor working on you or the trainer.
I totally agree.
Although I don't think they have to get the number in the hot tub much like we used to have to do. A little bit more sophisticated. I'm sure a little bit
bigger, more sophisticated, better jets, maybe a little hotter, maybe more than.
They was still blitzing though. To me, 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter of a preseason game, and y'all blitzing. That's just extreme to me, though.
Earlier in the broadcast, talking about how just players around the league, so impressed with this Dolphins franchise.
It's actually less than 5 minutes.
Putting there, Bo, when you look at the players that come in here on, Odell Beckham Jr., Calais Campbell, Jordan Poyer, on and on.
Look at Calais Campbell. He could have gotten more money.
I know y'all wrong. He wanted to let that man get some film work in.
Yep.
Supposed to get that work in. He watched on film.
Yep.
Y'all know y'all wrong, man. Did that man like that?
Played in the Orange Bowl from the University of Miami. He's still playing in the NFL.
Yep. I totally agree, Big Son.
Stephen Ross is putting together here, and he knew what kind of a class organization.
Totally agree.
This is, and he wanted to be a part of it. And Mr. Ross has put a lot of money into this, and really hasn't gotten the payout that he's looking for yet. But I think at this point, we're getting pretty close to where he may realize that dream. But he never stops. He never stops giving these guys.
I guess they say they're gonna bring their own blitz there.
Yeah. I don't know what they doing.
You've got a lot of advantages down
Point
here.
in. Yeah, I don't know what they doing.
You guys want to be here, and why not? I mean, the weather's great. The facilities, the best they are, best in the National Football League.
Again, this is just the back end of it.
Sure that they're not just throwing them out there and grinding them down and doing this.
So they probably just do a couple screen plays and some old slice stuff. Nothing too much. We'll run down the last 3 minutes.
And so a lot of reasons for a player to come down here and want to be part of this organization.
Yeah, and players talk, and agents talk. That stuff, now they have that, as we mentioned, NFL Players Association poll that goes public, and the Dolphins got an A or better across the board. In every category,
the league with free agency now and all the movement.
So this was big.
This
was big.
A lot of guys on the other teams. And
definitely big.
Like you said, they talk. They go, hey, why wouldn't you want to come down with this and that? The guys that come down here and play. These guys that Washington comes down here.
Definitely big.
And they're working. They're getting in the locker rooms in the stadium here. When where sometimes when the Dolphins go to joint practices, they're dressing in an auditorium or something. So they see this, and when it comes time for them to become a free agent, hey, why don't I take a look at that?
Put together a little mob down there.
to the things that Mr. Raw. Look, you come out, you can go see F1, you can go see tennis during the off season, get good tickets and everything. So a lot of ancillary stuff out there too for you.
Well, I like this comment. I mean, we got to stay healthy, but Stephen Ross said this on our air earlier. Yep. I think we're certainly a contender for the Super Bowl. The question is,
Miami talking Super Bowl?
Season on the road against
they was in the playoffs last year. They lost.
It's funny. It's funny the things you hear when you be quiet.
So why not?
Right.
Over the hump.
Look, he
started
early in the offseason when he started having coaches meetings, and it was always the meetings at 8:24. It's at 7:24.
Miami talking Super Bowl.
They haven't been in 24 years. He wanted to make sure that everybody in the
Super Bowl champ
knew about it, and we're tired of hearing about it, and wanted to do something about it. So
I don't know though, Miami. I don't know. I just don't know.
It seems to be catching on right now.
Well, Washington won't run another play until the 2-minute warning out near midfield. Dolphins hanging on to this 7-point lead late in the fourth quarter.
This is the 2-minute warning.
We'll be back with the finish.
Man.
Yes, indeed, man.
Well, what do y'all think about? What do y'all think about the Dolphins blitzing like that on McSorley?
That's wild to me. I'm still gonna say that.
Why is that wild, bro? They gotta test they might too. They gotta test their stuff too, bro.
In
how much testing before you know that it worked?
Under 5 minutes, we're up by 2 possessions. Well, 1 possession is what, 13-6?
Yeah.
So we're up by 1 possession. Under 5 minutes, I'm not blitzing. That's me.
Bruh, what you mean, bruh? Nah, bro. You get the chance to do whatever you want to do, bro. You gotta call different things to make sure that everybody got the calls.
That was a good throw, though. McSorley, that was a good play by McSorley.
McSorley got hit with what they was doing. Oh, you want to keep blitzing? All right, bet.
That was a good play by
really
McSorley.
Good play by McSorley, actually. Look, the hop, jump, throw, and it was accurate on the money.
66 seconds left in this preseason game.
And Wiley was smart enough to get out of bounds too, so that's a heads-up play right there.
Yeah, that was money by McSorley. I do think that we need to win this last preseason game, though. I don't want to go 0-3 in the preseason or in anything else. And I know people say it don't count and all that. That's fine. But we was 4-13 around here last year. I don't want y'all to get too used to losing. I mean, come on now. We need to win.
Yeah. I'm with you on that one. All the way.
I don't care if it's a preseason win, a scrimmage win. I don't care what type of win. Just get a win, man.
I don't care if it's a blow through the air win.
Right.
Win.
Right. Just win. Just win. All this losing is it just might. The losing took its course around here. I don't even remember the last time we won. Who did we win against the last time? The Patriots. That was the last team we beat, and that's the last team of the preseason. They probably coming here on some revenge time too. Come on, Quinn. Don't get used to losing, Quinn.
Get a good third down stop right here.
Don't get used to losing.
Use game on ice.
Because that's not a good look.
And I don't want to hear that compete stuff.
Yeah. You know, it's just not a good look. So overall, that was the interception that ended it. And he fumbled and gave it back to us. I forgot about that play. Rabbit in the hat. The rabbit in the hat. That's what I'm gonna call that play there. The rabbit in the hat. What y'all think about Miss Martavius Bryant's debut? Let me ask y'all that. And,
right. It's like, nah. But go ahead.
No, and I was gonna say, well, overall, what did y'all think about the second half after seeing it, play for play?
Yeah, Bryant just got a hand in there and it came loose. So now they've got a first down.
I think Brian did a heck of a job. He forced He forced the penalty and he forced a fumble. Put his team in a position when you thought there was no hope. He gave him hope.
Yeah.
I think he made an argument.
Dan Quinn has his 3
Do I
timeouts.
think he made enough of an argument?
Well,
I don't like this here.
finally
They
called
let
Yeah.
6 minutes run off. I mean, sorry, 6 or 7 seconds run off the clock before they called the timeout. I don't like that. Bad clock management, Dan Quinn. If you're gonna do that, as soon as the ball was snapped and the play ended, the last play ended, you supposed to call timeout right there. You lost 6 seconds or 7 seconds by waiting. I do not agree with it.
or as dramatic as it can get for August.
Bad
Nah.
clock management.
Post-game show is coming up. We'll hear from Mike McDaniel. Take you through all
Well,
the
so since we're going to be, the game is going to be here this week.
the only touchdown
Um,
out of the game tonight.
I'm interested to see how animated Witt is going to be in the booth because they're going to have footage on Witt. You know, the Dolphins broadcast don't videotape nobody but them.
Seconds left. It's early pressure.
That man,
Kamara throws sideline complete to the running back Wiley, and he is out of bounds at the Dolphins' 10-yard line.
good catch for Wiley down the sideline.
Yep.
Gave him hope.
Yeah, 10-yard line. That was a good play by McSorley, though. Look at that. Scrambles out the pocket, throw it, man. He can move a little bit. He got that Taylor Heineke thing going
I'm
on.
about to say, bro, you took the words right out of my mouth. I'm about to say he Heineke-ish.
I think Heineke would have won this one, though. Somehow,
Oh, no
some way.
question. No question.
And we've seen this a lot though tonight. Storm Duck has had very tight coverage pretty much every time.
Yep, receiver never looked back, and
Yeah, Heineke somehow, some way wins games like this.
I ought to put that goal behind my team, though. We just scored a touchdown and went for the 2-point conversion. Straight up. Wouldn't have been no field goal, nothing. Went for the 2-point conversion. It was preseason. You don't get no overtime.
Right. Yeah, right. Absolutely. Yeah, y'all know.
McSorley throws end zone, overthrows his man, incomplete. Mark Perry in coverage that time on the tight end Tremaine.
McSorley overthrew him.
On that little acting job by him.
Overthrew him.
Lucky man.
Let's see. Definitely overthrown.
He's getting held. He got held.
Yeah, they could have called it in the end zone.
Third down with 14 seconds left.
They could have called it in the end zone.
Down there trying to get the crowd fired up.
There we go. Want some noise from those remaining at Hard Rock Stadium. McSorley throws complete and out of bounds at the 5.
I think that was a good play call. I like that one.
That was to Davis.
I think that was a good play call. That worked.
Okay, Davis, good catch, man. Good out. Good out route. Real in.
That was pass interference, though, Big Son. You right. That was definitely pass interference.
It was holding them down, man.
10 seconds left in the game. And the Dolphins timeout.
Dolphins used the timeout. Oh, my goodness. This is what I'm talking about, though, Point. You see what I mean? Y'all call it 10 seconds left. Y'all call a timeout and all of this and all. It's just, it's extra. It's extra. It's extra, man.
You doing all that, hyping them up.
10 seconds left in the preseason.
It is extra. That is extra, man. You ain't have to do that. Let's go through this timeout. Hurry up and get through this timeout. Because I don't know what he. Come on, man. You got it's a preseason game. 10 seconds left. Here you go. Timeout.
He doesn't want him to score. Wants to see the best out.
But honestly, maybe the winning and the loss, the losing, it matters to him. Let's go. Last play of the game, y'all. 10 seconds left. Do y'all like what Cliff Kingsbury called here now? Oh, he dropped
Yeah, I
it.
like
Who
it.
was that?
I like it. That's supposed to be
Who
touchdown.
was
I
that?
like what he called.
Who dropped it? That was Tinsley. Who dropped it? That was Tinsley. That had to be Tinsley. They went off of him quick. Who was that? He beat him. He got inside. Oh my good, he's wide open too. Woo!
Oh, he should have. Why did he put the ball so high? He should have left it
That's
low.
Tinsley. That's Tinsley.
Why did he throw the ball so high, bro? On that ball, he should have left it low.
Yeah.
That would have been a touchdown.
Dance down there. I mean, Tyreek dance. He's got some steps movement.
Yeah, he dropped it. 18. Woo! Right through his hands. Now, after that being said, and sing, what do y'all feel about Tinsley now? And just the game overall, you know, we can swing it around the room. Whatever you got to say about this, because I got some stuff to say. So whatever y'all got to say about this game, we can put this game to bed. You know,
I mean, for me, it's really nothing left to be said. I said all I could say about this game. I believe that the defense did what they did. They literally put the offense on their back and let them, lead the way, and the offense did nothing in return for the journey they took them on. So I I was sorely upset with that. McSorley, what you will learn is how to pass those type of passes in the NFL. Because he had a lead. He had a lead on his man. All he had to do was zip that one right down there on the line. I don't know what you put that ball up in the air like that for. But you did it. It's done. It is what it is. The offensive line, with the exception of getting getting blitzes called on you, back to back. Y'all did what you needed to do thus far. But what I want you to do is get your head out your asses.
Yeah.
And help produce the quarterback some points.
Yeah.
I don't want to see nobody on that offensive line back toward the defense this year. Nobody. Because you see what happens when that happens. It's not a good look. So moving forward, I'm looking at the sixth position right now to see who gets there. Because you got Brian here, and we said Jack Saint and Davis. So it was a battle at the sixth position. It was a battle at the two, now it's a battle at the six. So that's my analysis, if you will. I guess per se, my final thoughts, if you will.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's your boy Big Son signing off with that.
What y'all got, man? We swinging around the room.
Yeah, so I would say my analysis of this situation right now is I think that they got a lot of good stuff on film, and I don't think that these roster cuts is going to be as hard in every spot as we think it is. I'm gonna be honest. As far as the quarterback position, I think that this is pretty cut and dry. I think that Driscoll may make the team initially because Mariota might not be able to go. But I'm gonna say the first three quarterbacks is of course going to be Jaden the starter, then Mariota and Driscoll. I think that Hartman and McSorley will both be on the practice squad. They'll probably carry two quarterbacks on the practice squad, which will make sense for them to have two quarterbacks. I think that potentially in the running back position, I think that that's the biggest question mark for me. I know they like McNichols, but I don't feel like McNichols has performed in the game. Wiley has performed a bit in the game, but I don't know if they in love with Wiley. So I think that this is my question mark of the team right now. Who's going to be running back 3? I think wide receiver is pretty sold up. Um, of course, Terry's number 1, and then the battle for the number 2 receiver, I believe, is between Jahan Dotson and De'Ami Brown, which means both of those guys make the team. So those are three wide receivers. I think your 4th wide receiver is, of course, Luke McCaffrey, because I think they like Luke McCaffrey a whole lot. Then that gets to the last 2 spots. I think right now those last 2 spots are being held by Jamison Crowder and Olamide Zaccheaus. So Zaccheaus, I think, holds the 6th spot. I don't think they will take 7. So I don't think Tinsley or the other guys necessarily have a potential chance. But let's say they don't take somebody. They might get rid of Crowder. They might get rid of Zaccheaus, which leaves that 6th spot. And I think that if they don't take both of those guys, they will go after size. So Rosemary Jack Saint might be a guy that can end up on the team as the 6th receiver. Bates, I don't think he's done great at the tight end position, but that's who we got. So that's who they gonna go with. I don't know who may be released, and there's going to be a lot of releases coming up. You talking about almost 1,500 players close to be, because it's going to be 40 per team, and you thinking 5 teams is like 300, maybe 1,000 players or something, a little bit more than that. 1,500 players going to be in the pool. So maybe tight ends do come available at that point in time where we might feel like somebody else may be able to join into that spot. I feel like the defense is good. We have a lot of key pieces everywhere. I don't think no one's emerged as a corner 1. I feel like, Davis hasn't necessarily done anything on tape that's like alarming. And I feel like St. Juice and Forbes had both given up touchdowns in this situation, kind of what they gave up last year, which isn't exactly great. So that's a question mark. But as far as the team goes, I can't wait to see Bobby Wagner out there with the ones. I can't wait to see where we got 3 safeties out there with Forrest, Jeremy Chin, and Quan Martin. I can't wait till we able to really show our real defense, because I think that that's going to be the special thing. I think we have something very special on defense. I think if the corners can get it together, if the corners can play a little better, then we're going to have something very, very, very special, because I love Mike Sanders still. I think that he's one of the he's going to be one of those sneaky guys that continue to get interceptions, that continue to play tough. He's going to be one of those guys that you are really going to be able to, you're going to overlook him initially because there's so much other talent, and then he's going to be the guy to make plays. I think Martavius Bryant, he might have a chance to slip into that 6th spot as well, especially by him making a heads-up play, one of those leadership plays to jump back the wide receiver. But, certain people jump off on tape, and I think that when you do that, you got a good space. I think that these preseason games don't matter. No offense, they matter for getting good film on tape, and you want every play to end in a touchdown. That's the way it's drawn up, but realistically, every play does not end in a touchdown. And if you draw it up the right way, you have check downs, you have other things that go on in the play, and it's about how well they execute what your system is. So I think that that's what we're seeing in the preseason. I do not think that we're going out there to win games. I think we're just going out there to execute the plays to make sure that when the season starts, we are ready to grow. We are ready to go. So this is one of the key things I think I'm not tripping over the preseason. I would like to execute a lot better as far as penalties, because that's the one thing I don't think that we have talked about enough is the penalties, the drive killers, especially when they come to Wiley, or somebody like that. Those are drive killers. Those are soul crushers. We drive all the way downfield. We are in a 2nd and 4, and you get a holding penalty that turns into a 2nd and 14. And now we are, either at the edge of field goal range or not exactly. It kills the drive. Okay? We cannot have dumb penalties. And that's my final thought as far as this point B. That's all I got to say, which was a lot today.
Yes, indeed. What you got, Vito? You still with us? What you got, Vito? He still with us? Okay, where I go. All right. So this was a good preseason game to watch overall, because I think you got a little bit of everything that you needed to see out of pretty much the whole team. You saw the offensive line. I think they are improved from this preseason to last preseason. I think if you look at what we did and how we played, you can clearly see a difference. You can clearly see that they got better. So that is a win. That is a win. Jamal Tinsley, ain't that his first name, Jamal? Jamal Tinsley, that was a really bad drop, is what it was. That was a really bad drop tonight. Oh, well, not tonight, but when we was playing. That was a really bad drop. That was a really bad drop. And I would have liked to see him pull that ball in and at least try for 2 for us to get the win. I would have really liked to see that out of him. Never happened. So for me, that was that you gotta cut him after that. I would cut him because I'm gonna think he's gonna see flashbacks. Next time, if it's the real game, he's gonna see flashbacks from that moment. So I would cut him and just lose the negative energy. However, some people say he on a bubble. Some people say, I think he's been signed. So, however that works, I would not keep Tinsley. So that's what I have to say about that. Everything else looked good. I think Cliff Kingsbury is he's underrated right now for whatever reason. His offense is not bland, in my opinion. I like what he calls. Execution could be a little bit better at times, but what he's calling itself is going well. It's going well, in my opinion. I think he's giving them opportunities to take advantage of. So we can go and look at it so many different ways. However, it is what it is. It is what it is. So those guys, cut week coming, New England Patriots coming. So this is the last week of the preseason. At the end of the game next week, we're going to do a season special, where we really dive into what we expect out of the team this year and really get some predictions going and really get some other stuff going after the game. Sunday. The game is on Sunday, the Patriots game, and just let me get y'all updated on exactly when the game is so that we have that. I think it's at 7 though. I want to be sure. I think it's at 7 if I'm not mistaken. And it's in Washington, I believe. So, yeah, the game is at 7. At 8. The game is at 8. 8 o'clock. Sunday at 8. At Commanders Field. This is going to be the first game with the stadium being named Commanders Field. No more FedEx. So that's a milestone in itself. We can dive into that about the new name and all of this of the stadium, which is Commanders Field, not FedEx. It's still FedEx to me, though. I'm just like I still call the Verizon Center, the MCI Center. I don't know. It's still an MCI Center to me.
It's the Capital One Arena, bro.
I see. I'm way off. I'm like four names behind.
We gotta give some respect now.
I'm like 4 names behind.
The Capitals did bring us.
I'm not thinking about Capital One.
Capital
They
One.
the MCI Center.
It's the
They the
Capital
MCI
One,
Center.
Capital One, because the Capitals won the championship, bro. Like, yes, we gotta call it the Capital One, bro.
Capitals got a banner up. They do got a banner
Capital
up.
One.
Yeah.
It's the Capital One. You know,
but I'm not. I dated the MCI.
Oh,
So I mean, good looking though. I mean, Point's right. He's actually right. It's Capital One Arena. For whatever reason, I call it the MCI. That's what I remember it as, because that's what it was in the beginning. Now, FedEx Field, Commanders Field, whatever sponsor you get next, it's going to be FedEx Field. To a lot of Washingtonians. So, with that being said, my final thoughts is this. You have to win a preseason game. At least one. Do not lose to the Patriots. You have a better team than the Patriots right now. So if you lose to an inferior team, I don't care if it's preseason or not, that's a problem. Dolphins, you can say, okay, they were a playoff team. We were 4-13. You're not better than them. Fine, if that's what you want to say right now. I can get that. I can see your logic in that. Same thing with the Jets. The Jets were 6-10. We were 4-13. But the Patriots were 4-13. And we was 4-13. So we should win this. Because we supposedly we're not 4-13 anymore. We've improved. Supposedly. So that's my final thoughts. Get the win next week. See y'all Sunday. And I think that's the next time the nation. No, we're on Saturday, right? For the Floyd fight. Score the fight?
Yes, score the fight. Saturday, Floyd Money Mayweather. And John Gotti III. Last time they fought, man, it was an explosive event. You know what I mean? So you want to tune into this. This is a really, really, really going to be entertaining type of event. It's going to be, whenever Floyd put together something, you know what it is. Floyd brings out the celebrities and bring out all of that. But let's be real. It's going to be a really, really, really good event. You know what I mean? The event is set to begin at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. So we're not going to come and bring you the whole, all of that. So I want you guys to come rock with us about 9:30, 10 o'clock. Hopefully it'll be around fight time at that time. So, Floyd Money Mayweather versus John Gotti III. He is the heir to, the John Gotti. You know who he is, the Teflon Don. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's gonna be an interesting go at it.
Yes, indeed. I like this. I like that. All right, well, that's it. We're gonna sign out here in the Nature Sports Network. We will see you guys Saturday for Score the Fight. Okay. Floyd Money Mayweather, John Gotti III. And then after that, the next day on Sunday, we have the Washington Redskins against the New England Patriots for the final preseason game of 2024. So that's all we got for y'all. I hope you enjoy watching film with us and breaking down this film with us. I hope we gave you a better idea of what you got going on when it comes to this team in that game. So see y'all Saturday. Yeah, see y'all Saturday. And drive safely if you out driving. Walk safely if you out walking. Signing out. ETA Row.
All right, man.